All right. Uh, Now that we are all settled in, welcome to come.
By the way, I saw that you had changed my name in this server, so I fixed it. But you might want to take a look at my pronouns.
What are your pronouns? I can't. I
Skibbity,
can't
fuck
see right
you,
now.
fuck you, fuck you.
I can't see it right now. So for my setup, so you can have it go.
Oh, I'm changing you back to Skibbedeast.
What was it?
As long as it was Nosferatu for long enough for the people to know that, yeah, spoiler alert for this episode, but we're probably gonna talk about vampires a little bit.
Yeah, Nosferatu's a really good movie.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves, though.
Is that on everyone's list?
You spoke too fast. I was gonna say before you said Nosferatu, I was gonna say yeah, I love Twilight. It's my favorite movie.
Dude, I watch Twilight every night.
I haven't seen Twilight in years, but I remember very strange things about it.
I just go out on my porch and look up around 6 p.m. and there it is.
There's Twilight.
Get it? Yeah, it's Twilight.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks for having me, and I look forward to talking about the 2024 movies.
Yes.
Anyone see the best movie of all time from 2024? Ryan's World, the movie.
What, what was it?
Never mind. No one knows what I'm talking about.
I don't think.
There's this YouTuber called Ryan's World where apparently, he's this kid who like does unboxes toys and reviews them and whatnot, and apparently he got his own movie where half of it is live action and the other half was animated by some anime studio or something.
Oh.
What the hell?
Why would he do this?
What is...
Because his parents don't want him to have a childhood, and he makes them a lot of money.
Oh, that checks out, actually.
One of them, huh?
I'm not saying. Oh, okay, I should be more clear. Allegedly, there's no definitive proof of this, but I'm like he's like what, like 12, 13 years old and whatnot. I don't know. I don't think he's the one making these decisions, but I don't have definitive proof.
That is fair.
Sorry, I had to get that out there just because I recently learned of that movie and just wanted to say it into existence.
Well, now that we've moved past that trauma, are we gonna be Trisket, you should probably take it in terms of how we're gonna structure this, but are we gonna be going like best to the worst or
I actually
worst to best, or
I actually hadn't planned on how exactly we were gonna structure this, so I guess
we should go from worst to best just so I can go ahead and talk about Anyone But You and get it the hell over with.
you know what? Sure, let's go for it.
Okay, so Anyone But You is my worst movie of 2024. This film has an actress who's going to be reoccurring on this list. One Sydney Sweeney, starring alongside Glenn something, in what is supposedly by way of both the cast, the crew, and I think there's even a based on credit. Based on Shakespeare's Much Ado About Nothing. It is about two of the most unlikable people I've ever seen in a movie. Pretend to fall in love, and then they actually fall in love, and then the movie sort of ends.
I like there's a couple movies with that premise. They
Yeah,
pretend to fall in love and then they actually do fall in love.
Yeah, what was it? My Best Friend's Wedding also had something similar going on. It had a completely different ending, but like that's a really good movie that has a similar sort of feel to it.
What makes
But
this one like really like infuriating to you?
It's so unnecessarily crass, which is weird coming from me. I know, but like there's so little actual like tact or anything clever that happens in this film. It's so blandly shot. None of the actors have any actual chemistry with each other. They're just saying their lines and getting through their scenes. And like the fact that it has the gall to be this like unwitty, unsmart, and just profoundly uninteresting, and call itself based on a Shakespeare play, like just infuriates me to no end. So
Wow.
like it is a complete waste of time, and
So
I'm glad I saw it for free.
I'm guessing it's based off a Shakespeare play the same way. What's a really bad adaptation?
I will say Forbidden Planet is based on The Tempest.
Yeah, that. So is it that kind of bad adaptation?
The same way Dune Part 2 is based on Dune. What? Did I say that out loud? Oh my god.
Oh, hot take alert.
Yeah, we'll get to that one because I think East has very mixed feelings on that movie, and I have generally positive feelings on them.
I liked it, but I haven't read the book yet. I actually
Ooh, you should do
just
that.
got the Dune and Dune Messiah over the Christmas, so I look forward to reading them.
Yes,
Hell
you should
yeah,
absolutely
dude,
do
get
that.
get
This
started
is
on them.
awesome.
I'm halfway through the first book myself, and it's pretty solid.
I will. I'll
Halfway
start
through the
reading it
first
very,
book.
very soon.
Trisky, you've been halfway through the first book since February.
No, I've been halfway through the first book since August.
That doesn't make it sound any better.
Hey, I started reading it in March, so get fucked.
Oh, okay. How'd you get? Wow, then how'd you get halfway through it in February if you hadn't even started reading it? Maybe you're better than I thought.
Yeah, I'm just lazy. That's what it is.
All right. Somebody else. Worst thing you saw this year. Go.
I guess I'll go really quickly. I feel bad because I didn't watch the whole thing. Recently I watched Madam Web, or at least the second half of it.
Oh no!
That is the best, bro. That is the best possible review you could give for Madam Web. I didn't watch the whole thing.
Well, the thing is that like what happened was my friends like suddenly texted me. Like I have other internet friends. And they're like, "Yeah, we're watching Madam Web in 5 minutes," and I wanted to
Oh.
get on it, but at the time I was also showing my mother Daredevil, and I'm like, I can continue watching Daredevil, or I can stop watching Madam Web. Kind of an easy choice, but like after I
made the
finished,
right call.
after I was finished showing her some Daredevil, they were halfway through, and I was like, okay, I might as well stay for this half. And I was kind of disappointed at how boring parts of it were. The parts of it were very entertainingly bad, but other parts were just like very boring.
Mm-hmm.
At least like at least the hour of it I did see.
That is the entire movie. And it's so also the only brand in that movie is Pepsi. Like there was a scene at the beginning of the movie where she has like a milk carton, but there's no brand on it. It's just milk brand milk. And then like for some reason
I went on a whole rant about that.
Yeah.
It's on the channel. Go,
dude.
I actually did
link
see
it
that
in the
movie. It was
description.
hilarious.
Whatever.
I'm
Me
convinced
freaking out about
Madam Web was worth watching.
me freaking out the milk and the color blue. Yes.
And I was like, I think my favorite scene is definitely when 3 of her found out of her, and I also really love the great character development she goes on. I mean, first she starts the movie not liking her mother, then she's suddenly like, oh, I'm just like my mother. I'm very proud to say that. Very very great character writing and character development. Like. I don't know what that Sony executive's name was, but like he said, like I can't understand why these movies did so poorly. They're definitely not poorly written or anything.
Well, you see, it's important to note that like she didn't like her mom because when she was pregnant with her, she went to the Amazon rainforest and when she was researching spiders right before she died. But then she finds out why she went to the Amazon rainforest to research spiders right before she died,
And all that so she could help her and whatnot.
or something.
Wouldn't all that information either be covered by the tribe that raised her, or by like all the legal paperwork that would have necessarily had to happen for her to get shipped back to New York?
No, she just put her back in the box.
I mean, to be fair, when we next see them, they are dressed up in suits. Like there's this guy that is dressed up in like a suit, so I don't even know what happened. The tribe gets upgraded, or I don't even understand.
The thing I
I don't
found
get-
very the thing that I think the stupidest part of the movie that I think is the stupidest, and though it's not any of the magic bullshit or whatnot, is like when like I forget her name, when Ben Parker's like cousin or sister or something, I can't remember, gets pregnant or like is already pregnant, but it's like her water breaks, and they're like, we need to go to the hospital, and for some reason, all three of the like Spider Girls come with them. I was thinking during that scene, like, well, why are you coming with them? I get helping her into the car, but like, aren't you supposed to be in hiding and everything right now? And then I realized, oh wait, it's a contrived way so they can have the bad guy find them.
Well, yes, of course.
Saddest thing is the director of this movie, Madam Web, S.J. Clark or something. She directed the first 2 episodes of Jessica Jones, and that was a really great TV show. Well, at least season 1 was.
Yes, but this is a Sony production. We don't actually give our creatives any sort of freedom. Except she did have creative freedom. She has multiple interviews talking about how they basically gave her carte blanche for this, so I have no idea what the hell happened.
Maybe it's just one of those things where it's like, too many choices, so you don't know what to do.
Or she could be lying.
Freedom.
Who knows? She could be lying, probably.
It could be a PR
Maybe.
move.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
possible she could be
In
like,
that case,
I know
she
there
was
are-
doing more PR for this movie than the actual people in charge of the PR for this movie.
Yeah.
the marketing for this movie was very bizarre. Did you see some of the ads for it?
I saw the masturbation instruction ad. Yes, I watched it a
Wait,
lot.
wait, what? Wait, what? What?
There's
There's a lot.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, you do it.
No, I'll let you go. I'll let you explain.
All right. So there is a. Okay, well, you have no idea what you just unleashed did. That was terrible.
Wow, that was bad.
So there is an ad, T-Pain, for Madam Web that is just a static, TikTok angle, shot of Dakota Johnson just staring into the camera, going, I can see the future, and I think you're gonna go see Madam Web this weekend.
No, she said,
In
much like
fact-
my character, I can see
Right. Much like my character, I can see the future, and I think I can see that you're gonna go see Madam Web this weekend. In fact, you're gonna see it twice. And
Oh.
it's
Oh.
cringy as
Oh.
fucking shit.
Dude,
Like,
Oh,
that was a porno.
you know what's even more upsetting? That movie
I
was
thought-
released on fucking Valentine's Day.
People
Oh,
are not.
Literal
That reminds me,
masturbation.
of a funny thing one of the actresses did. I can't remember which one, but on Valentine's Day, I can't remember the exact meme, but like on Valentine's Day they released some sort of meme involving mocking Madam Web, like literally the day it came out.
Why?
Something.
Yeah, like you don't release a fucking designed to fail superhero movie on Valentine's Day. You release Wicked on Valentine's Day. Speaking of which.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, no.
I'm kidding. I didn't watch that shit. It's somebody else's turn.
I saw Wicked.
Well, I was debating on which one was worse, Madam Web or the other one that I kind of forgot existed until I started scrolling through 2024 movies.
Wait,
Madam
say one
Web-
last thing about Madam Web.
Oh, sorry, go on.
I just want to say one last thing about Madam Web. That's it. Is that if you didn't get that, as you know, Pepsi was a major brand movie. But did you know that I think it was in China, there was like some Pepsi can advertisements of like the characters in their spider suits on some Pepsi cans, and like it looked very awkward. It looked like I don't like using this term too much because they were used, but it looks AI generated or like very poorly edited on.
Wow. Wow.
The movie's script is AI generated.
Probably.
What was the joke that Sydney Sweeney told in I think it was Saturday Night Live?
You'll know.
Oh no,
when-
Dakota Johnson did it. It was Dakota Johnson. She was like, it's the film stars me and Sydney Sweeney in its comic book film. It's basically like if AI wrote your boyfriend's perfect movie.
Yeah, that's what she said.
And
And
to
didn't
think,
she like a week or two? Sorry for interrupting. This is the last thing. Didn't like a week or two
Yeah.
after the movie came out, the trailer for the movie came out. She like found a different agency, like
Yeah.
quit her agency and went to a different one.
Which-
She did not give a
that's
fuck.
Yeah, I really hope she gets better work from now. Like they lied to her. Well, here's the thing: her agents lied to her. They told her it was an MCU movie. So she thought she was getting Disney money.
At least that's what her interviews implied. She thought like someone lied to her. She was at least some degree under the impression she was going to be in the MCU.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I
Someone
haven't heard
was
any kind of
thinking
evidence
that
to the
was
contrary. So I'll just take that as
Yeah,
truth until
and to think that this was the movie that Chris Stuckman chose to Glaze. Well, not Glaze,
Really?
but basically,
He chose to
basically,
not review, which really says something since he's supposedly the positivity guy.
Yeah, he made a video talking about, guys, we shouldn't be so mean to people who make movies. Okay.
Oh yeah, tell that to Star Wars or George Lucas.
My perspective is, like, if I made a movie, it would be the worst thing ever. And like, I respect the heck out of artists who.
No,
go out
it would
and-
not. I've seen Army of the Dead. You can do better than.
Oh, my point is, I'm trying to say is, I respect anyone who puts themselves out there and actually makes something. I really do. But just because I respect that doesn't mean I have to think it's a good movie or even like it.
Yeah,
Like,
that is
I- like,
perfectly
War-
fair.
Like I never give anything below 1 out of 10 because on some level I respect that someone made a movie, but like I never go lower than a 1 out of 10 because of that. But like that just but on that same note, just because like I respect that doesn't mean I have to give you more than a 1 out of 10 or think you made anything other than absolute trash.
It's a very fair perspective. Like I will openly say that I respect Uwe Boll. I mean, I'll say that. I don't actually think that, but I don't want him to punch me in the face.
Seems very the only he seems very he likes to say "f you" to people who don't like his movies.
I think he
has,
just
like,
likes to say it in general.
I think he has a whole Letterboxd account where he just gives his own movies high scores and gives everything.
Yeah.
else low scores.
Wait,
Yeah.
wait, he does?
He does.
Oh,
yeah.
no.
It's hilarious.
That's embarrassing.
So like,
He gave like 1 or 2
Hmm.
other movies that wasn't his a high score, but I don't remember what they were. There were some weird movies or something.
oh my god, that's funny. That's very funny.
But anyway, Trisket, you were saying.
Well, yeah. To circle back, speaking of weird movies, I genuinely had to look up because like years sometimes drag on for so long, or they like rush by and it's like, man, what even came out this year? And and I completely forgot this movie had come out until I saw it on this list. Fucking Joker 2.
Oh,
Like, Madam Web is bad, but that commits the sin of being boring and just being generic at best. Joker 2 is an insult to filmmaking. Outside of cinematography. Outside of that, you know, like, it's an insult to filmmaking. It is an insult
Outside of
to
the bedrock
creative
of
writing.
filmmaking.
It is an insult to fandom. It is an insult to the concept of sequels. Like, holy shit, dude.
It's the best grift of that year.
Dude,
Hmm.
it's
Dude
gotta
stole
be.
that money. Dude stole that money. He's like, "Fuck you! I'm doing a
My
play."
vanity project.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I
keep
was
interrupting you.
I was gonna
I'm
bring
so
up
sorry.
like sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I apologize for keep interrupting people.
No, it's all good.
the
Discord has a
best I can
delay.
find. What you were saying?
Oh, I was gonna bring up like the best grift of the year might be Melanie Mack and Razor Fist completely 180ing practically overnight about, you know, the moralizing over video games and all that. But honestly, I think Todd Phillips, he definitely had more money going on there. You know, and everyone thought it was gonna be good until, you know, until they saw it. So you might have a point there.
I just
Oh,
think it's
unfortunately.
funny that you were all like, this is an insult to filmmaking itself. Well, except the cinematography. It's like, yes, this is an insult to everything about filmmaking except the bedrock of filmmaking.
You know what I mean?
I do. I just think it's
I think-
funny.
yeah.
I think you guys all have low IQs and just don't appreciate the genius that is Joker 2.
Shut the fuck up.
You know,
When
Batman
he-
never tried raping the Joker.
Oh god.
Well, if the thing is,
Jesus.
if this movie reveals ultimately that if Batman just raped the Joker, everything will be okay and whatnot. And like, I think it's very educational for Batman stories going forward. In the
Okay.
whenever we get our next Batman movie and Joker, I'm gonna be thinking in my head, if he just goes to town on him, he's gonna save a lot of lives. Okay.
If Batman
Okay.
Part 2 doesn't
I-
have high impact sexual violence from the Caped Crusader, I'm walking out.
I think this is like a movie or superhero movie warning that you shouldn't put Harley Quinn in your films because they are going to end up. She is going to end up destroying the movie. Like think about it.
I remember not
like
minding her in Suicide
like
Squad, but like
uh,
other
Su
than that,
Su Suicide Squad movie was bad. The Suicide Squad, she was the worst part of the movie. Harley Quinn and the whatever the fuck the full name is. That movie wasn't good. Joker 2 movie wasn't good. So yeah, Harley Quinn, don't put her in your movie.
What about
I mean,
Mask of the
Just
Phantasm?
also, yeah, I was gonna say also just like in the animated series in general, I know she was an original character for the original animated series back in the 90s. Like she wasn't originally a comic book character. That was an original character that people fell in love with, and now people
mm,
despise.
yes. So yeah, keep her
Yes.
out of your movies.
At least your live action ones.
Yes, I mean yeah, the live action ones. Yeah.
You know, like thinking about the whole like rape joke. It's like imagine the ending of which Arkham game was it? It was Arkham City, right?
Arkham City's the one where Joker dies from the poison.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm just imagining.
Spoilers for a game that came out a very long time ago. Screw you.
I'm just imagining Batman hovering over him, but his face is built like Sargon of Akkad's, and he says,
Oh,
"You
no.
know, even after everything, I still wouldn't rape you." And the Joker laughs and says, "That actually is pretty funny."
We write better
Uh,
Joker sequels. Anyway, all right. So Cap or T-Pain, worst film you saw last year?
Damsel.
Oh yeah, that was pretty
I
bad.
forgot about that.
Is that the one where? No,
You
wait, no.
fucking
I'm
watched that?
I did.
thought.
I,
No, I
I
just-
had I had a day off. I did my chores. I sat down in the living room and I watched it.
Dude, if you ever meet like anybody involved in that movie, you're gonna be like Ray Fiennes in the menu. Like, I did not like Damsel.
I did not.
It was my day off.
No. I knew what I was getting into. I was like, this is a shit movie. I one time bought a ticket to see Cats. That movie, Cats. I was by myself in the theater and I wrote it out. It was terrible.
I
As was Damsel.
I
suffered worse than you. I once watched the Netflix Death Note movie.
Well, that's pretty bad.
Oh.
I once wrote an essay. I don't still have it, but it was funny. And I never did anything with it. Where it was like, the Emoji Movie and Cats are the definitive films of our time.
What way were the definitive movies of our time?
I refuse to elaborate.
Yeah, you pulled a David Lynch. You pulled a David Lynch on us.
Go into that. No.
I'm gonna miss him.
The
Rest in
Emoji.
peace, Lynch.
Oh
He was
yeah,
the real one.
Rest in
He was
peace.
very funny in interviews. Like I like how he just had this like I don't give a shit attitude. I'm just gonna act and say what I want. I'm David Lynch.
One of my favorite quotes from him is somebody asked him what he was working on now, and he said, "I'm building a table."
Very funny.
Yes.
Remember when he had this like YouTube channel where he talks about the weather.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
I remember seeing a bunch of that on Twitter.
The weather report. He also did the number of the day.
Mm.
He also did the the original Dune movie back in the day, which I heard wasn't very good, but looks kind of entertaining that I almost want to watch it.
If you watch it, watch the extended fan cut, because that's way
That's
better
amazing.
than the original. I mean, you could tell which parts were cut because of like the way they're edited, but
I find it very funny the way they handle the scene where Paul says silence in the David Lynch version. And that because if I remember correctly, like he yells silence, and then the woman like snarls at him or something, or growls at him or something. That was very
that's
funny.
just the sound effect of the voice in that movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, this movie sounds very bad, but also sounds like a trip.
Yeah. Is that about how you would describe it, East?
I would describe it as a trip in the sense that like if you're walking and you trip and fall and it hurts. Then that's it. Like,
Or
it,
like,
honestly, like all these years later, and like the amount of times that like Lynch has disowned the film because of how horrible the process of even making it was. It's like, yeah, I can't acknowledge it even really as a film because of how much its creator hated it to the like, and how painful it was to even work on it, and how badly it treats like its source material. That it's like, this isn't even really a movie when you get down to it. It's just an exercise in misery.
didn't he say there's like another version of it that he liked that like didn't get released or something? Or am I mistaken that with something else completely?
There is a so Alejandro Jodorowsky was going to
Oh
be
yeah,
a
that's what
movie that was
mistaken
never
it with.
finished.
Hmm.
I just remembered something. I didn't see all of it, but I saw part of the documentary of it, and I remember
Documentary's
one
really
part.
good.
I remember one part of it where he says, Louis flat out admits, I wasn't respecting the source material of Dune. I was raping it.
I was
which
raping
found very
Herbert,
funny.
but with love. Um,
But what I find funny just because like I respect that he was at least honest enough to say, yeah, I'm raping
Yeah.
the source material.
we're gonna, yeah, Trisket, I gotta show you that documentary sometime. It's a trip.
Mhm.
I always saw clips of it. I need to watch the whole thing because I'm like I hear his version of Dune was like pretty interesting and very
It was
Ahead
gonna
of
be
its
like 10 hours long.
At that point, just
Not
make a
even
TV
kidding.
series.
Basically,
Yeah.
yeah, a TV series basically.
crazy. So
Uh,
yeah, I think that's why it never was made because he wanted it to be 10 hours long.
Well, it was never made for a lot of reasons. It was been too expensive. Like the cast that he had, like everybody was played by a famous musician. Like it was, yeah, it was nuts. It was just
And,
not
like-
a feasible project at all.
And like aspects of it later inspire movies like Alien and whatnot. And
Oh
like,
yeah,
then-
H.R.
And, yeah,
Geiger
later he wrote
took a lot
comic
of
book,
the
I
art
think.
design and used it for like as like a template for designing Alien, and parts of I think parts of it went into Blade Runner also.
Neat. And I also hear, I think, like some ideas he had for Dune, like eventually made its way into some comic he made, but I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's get back on topic.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we're technically on topic. It's just
That's fair. So Damsel is really bad.
Yeah, there's not really a whole lot to be said about it because it really wasn't worth the experience to begin with.
But there was a dragon
Why-
and she did a flip.
Not to say
Yeah.
something funny about Damsel.
Like a
This
sliding
first,
slab.
I think, yeah,
I gotta say one thing really quick. When you first said Damsel, I completely mistook it for something else entirely. I think it was Enola Holmes. But then I realized, oh wait, no, that's some different other
the difference?
I
movie.
watched that too. Also bad.
I heard Henry Cavill was in it. As like Sherlock Holmes, I heard he was good, but other than that, it was pretty bad.
What is it with
Wait,
Henry
happened?
Cavill being attached to things that are terrible adaptations?
Well,
How dare you insult
just be
Man of
that way.
Steel? That's like Snyder fans would eat you alive for that.
Many try, many die. Okay.
He's the blueprint.
Hmm.
He insists over scenes that are vaguely similar to other Sith stuff.
Look,
Sorry, that
he
a
filmed
joke
a
didn't work.
robot. You know who else filmed a robot? Fritz Lang in 1928. Get fucked.
Yeah, Snyder traveled back in time and invented film, so
Zack Snyder
everything.
filmed Birth of a Nation.
Zack Snyder's Birth of a Nation. How would Zack Snyder?
Oh my god, that would be terrible.
Dude, it would basically be a Quentin Tarantino movie with none of the bite.
No.
I actually did see
You know,
Birth of a Nation once in one of my film classes, and I found it really boring, except for the racist stuff. Racist stuff was like pretty bad though.
Funny, you could honestly summarize my life that way. It's pretty boring, except for the racist stuff.
hmm,
Speaking of which, T-Pain.
yes.
What was your least favorite or most hated movie of the year?
Boy. Where do I begin? Basically, I have like
Probably by
5.
answering my fucking question, you weirdo.
I have like shut up, you retard. I have like 5 movies that
Go with the
I
worst.
consider okay, fine. Rebel Moon Part 2.
Okay. There we go. There it is.
So I've heard literally nothing
That's a
about
good
the
one.
movie except for the occasional Snyder account that insists it's the greatest movie ever.
Hmm.
Oh, that's
Well,
because
so
everyone
it's
else
gonna
skipped it. They saw the first half and they were like, "Yeah, I'm not watching the other one."
Yeah, the only people who say this is bad didn't actually watch it. All right. I
That
watched
is
it.
true.
Don't
I watched
understand
it, and I
the-
didn't consider it worthy to even be mentioned on my list.
Hmm.
I have to say, Disney has done a lot of bad things with Star Wars, but they might have dodged a bullet with that one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was. Oh yeah, that's true. It was supposed to
Which
be part of
explains
Star
the
Wars.
weird like weird fusion of lightsabers and chainsaws that they've got going on in there.
You know, the original Zack Snyder originally pitched it to Disney Lucasfilm as like a Star Wars movie, and they said no.
And then he
Hmm.
just didn't change anything.
I mean, I mean, we still have the acolytes though. So I mean, whatever.
No, 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 no.
Look, what I
No,
mean
what?
is both are terrible. That's what I'm
The
like.
only thing I like from the Acolyte was that one gif of all the witches dying. That one gif is very funny.
Like the way the witch, that one witch transforms into like smoke, and she makes a funny face before she dies.
Whoa. Dude, and this is the good guy,
When I
by
learned
the
the
way.
when I learned the context behind that scene, I was thinking, okay, why are people treating the Jedi like a bad guy? Like literally in any
Be-
universe, people would assume that person's being evil.
in the interview, did you watch the interview? Any of the interview at all?
No, I have not.
Oh, so basically what they were saying was that why is it that people see the Jedi's as good and the Sith as bad? Why can't we see the Sith as good, like they are doing this for a good cause, blah blah blah, and all that stuff. So basically, that's what they were trying to do, trying to see the Sith in a good light, even though no,
Sounds like
I
they're
don't
trying to do really stupid KOTOR 2. Anyone played KOTOR 2?
know.
Yeah.
It was a really great game, one of the best written stories in Star Wars. I don't want to get into too many spoilers and whatnot, but it examines the Jedi and the Sith in a very intelligent way. I don't want to go into anything
I mean,
more
the
than.
game is 30 fucking years old. I'm sure you could
Well,
divulge
the issue is that in order to explain it, that would take another hour or two, and we don't have the time.
That's true. All right, second worst film on my list was Madam Web. So
What?
we don't have to talk anymore about that.
It's loving time.
It's wedding time.
I'm gonna ask you all, since you're all in this call with me. I'm assuming you are here because of me, and I want to ask you, what gives you all the right to think that you can pour through the riches of my Emersonian mind?
I don't know. I just feel like it's possible. Why not try?
Go back to the club, because my third worst film of the year is Megalopolis.
Retard.
This film, am I the only one here who's seen it?
I
Yeah.
think so.
Yes, you are the only one who's seen it.
From it.
Okay, so this is the most baffling fucking movie I've ever seen, and I'm showing it in my Discord server on Sunday, and 3 of you are in there. PUBG, I might send you an invite into that if this goes
Oh,
well.
sure. Thanks, I appreciate it.
You're on
I
thin
promise to stay for all of it, but I'll try to stay some of it.
ice. Fair enough. Yeah, this is the most. It is one of the movies of all time. Like, that's honestly all I can say about it. Like, I have seen experimental films. I have seen confusing experimental films. I have never seen a movie that feels like it's being experimented in real time. Like this.
I heard. I say one thing I heard about the movie that makes me want to see it.
Oh yeah, absolutely do. It's great.
One thing I heard about the movie was I think it's John Voight's character. Maybe I'm mixing up with someone else.
Yes, John Voight's in it. He's fantastic.
It looks like he has a small boner and he's talking to two characters. Like what?
Okay, hold on. Let's not.
Okay,
'Cause we're
so
gonna watch this- we're
basically,
gonna watch this on Sunday.
so
night.
basically, what I heard about that movie is that the director hired people who were people he thought were cancelled. Is that true?
Huh?
Who was canceled?
Like he hired people who he thought
Yeah.
were cancelled.
Oh
Like
yeah,
canceled, you know.
yeah. He hired people specifically because he thought they were canceled in like the zeitgeist or whatever.
Hmm.
Like,
Um,
you wanna
What?
give the impression he was
But
woke or
speaking of canceling, this man also fired his entire special effects crew like really early on into filming and did all of the effects work like himself and with his family.
Fascinating.
And you
in a way,
can tell.
it's kind of the ultimate what's the word? Artur film in a lot of ways. Both for good and for bad, it sounds like.
There is nothing about this that I would describe as the ultimate, but Artur certainly. Uh, um, it's yeah, it is confusing. It is obvious. It's both confusing and obvious at the same time, which is just frustrating because Francis Ford Coppola knows what this film is about, and you know what this film is about. But Francis Ford Coppola doesn't know that you know that Francis Ford Coppola knows what this film is about.
What is
So-
it about?
Fascinating.
Trump or
No, it's just about like the collapse of a society ultimately. And
Oh,
it's every single aspect of that theme is so painfully reinforced. Every conversation, shots of like the city are enforcing the theme way too hard. And I mentioned this a while back that like there are statues in the city street and you see them actually like sag and fall to their knees under the weight of how bad things have gotten. Imagine that shot in Metropolis when the statues of the gods come alive, but not cool. that's that's what it feels like watching this movie. It's just a mess. It's a complete mess. It is the most memeable thing that I saw this year. I hate it. I love it. I only want to be watching it right now.
The funny thing is, I watched a positive review from someone. Not going to say who it is because I don't want to throw shade their way. But like, they were kind of like pretentious about it. Like, oh, I'm sick of people not understanding this movie. It's obviously about blah blah blah. And all I could think during that review is that like most people I talked to seem to understand the movie. Their issue is just that like it's very itself.
It's just whack. Like,
Yeah.
I get it. It's just whack.
Yeah, that seems to be a common defense for films that are getting heavily criticized. It's like, you don't understand it, but it's like, well, what if I'm criticizing it because I understand it? Like,
To be fair, there are movies and shows out there that I do think some critics or whatnot, be them online or whatnot, have genuinely misunderstood the point of and whatnot. And like, I can't think one off to my head, but there are examples of
Blade
it.
Runner.
But like,
Yep.
yeah, and like and there are times where I think like those critics can like shape the zeitgeist for a while to the point where you almost have to fight back and say no, they misunderstood it. They heard this, and this. But it's like, I kind of like it's annoying where people act like that for every single movie,
yeah.
especially Hollywood ones. Although this one doesn't count as a Hollywood movie, it's pretty certain it's like funded by Ford Coppola himself.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like he funded it out of pocket, so there's really nobody to blame but him. Nobody's going to lose any money on this except for him. So I guess that's fine.
And hey, good for him.
yeah,
I if nothing else, I respect him for
do you
making what he
keep
wanted to
interrupting?
make.
I
Like,
mean,
genuinely, I respect.
I don't. But okay.
Well, like, here's the thing: I respect in the sense of like, I'm not saying the movie's good. I respect in the sense of like, is like I'm an old guy. I don't know how many years I've left. I'm gonna just take out money of my own and do what I want to do. I respect that energy in a way of I don't care what people say. I'm gonna do what I want. I respect that attitude.
Sure.
Whether I
sure.
respect the product or not, though, that's a whole nother question.
Sure. It's just if you're gonna make a project that takes 40 years to make, don't let it be this. That's the lesson here. It's it just
Maybe the real
the awful CG, the terrible acting, characters randomly quoting Shakespeare, a musical number in the middle, and a scene in which Shia LaBeouf eats out Aubrey Plaza. It's a 10 out of 10. Best movie I've ever
Maybe
seen.
the real Megalopolis was the friends we made along the way.
That's a line in the film.
Really? Is it really?
I'll never tell.
Well, we are watching it Sunday, so we'll find out.
You'll find out. All right.
Try to make it, but I make no promises.
Fair enough.
I didn't say I was going to invite you yet.
Good point.
I said if this goes well.
Is it going well so far? Because I
I
think
don't
it
know. You keep interrupting people. I'm kidding.
is.
Trisket, go.
God.
Or whoever.
I was reminded of Damsel. Thanks, Cap, for making me suffer. I was
What are you
reminded of
talking
Madam
about?
Web. Thank you for making me suffer. And I was reminded of Joker 2, so thank you, Google, for making me suffer.
Thank yourself. You're the one who
What
Googled it.
else? What else came out this year that was just kind of bad?
I mean, if you don't have any more bad stuff, then you can move on to your good stuff.
Say your
what
hot
was the
takes
stuff?
if you like.
you know what? Actually, I think I think yeah. I'll move on to a hot take now. This one may feel a little bit off topic since we've been focusing on movies, but this one's gonna be a video game hot take. Um, I think that the Helldivers fan base is way whinier than they need to be.
That's an absolutely based take. Absolutely based.
I've not played
on.
Helldivers, so I have no
They
opinion.
cannot wait to open their mouth and moan and groan. I swear.
Dude, like I adore that game, and absolutely, like the game is currently at the best state that it's ever been, and that's largely because of the legitimate complaints levied against the game and the company and all that. But guys, if certain guns don't work on certain missions, don't take them. That's why you have an arsenal. And like I genuinely do not understand what all of the problems or hullabaloo was, because I was able to do, level 5, level 6 missions on my own with a Liberator Penetrator, an autocannon, and a machine pistol. And that's and when I was in a team, I would be pretty comfortable on level 7, 8, and sometimes even 9 missions. Now, it did get ridiculous on 9s, like when you would have like 10 Bile Titans spawn at once. It's like, okay, that's pretty ridiculous. That's too much. Tone that down. But like for the most part, it really was not that bad. And I'm a filthy casual. So if it's like if my casual ass can do this good in the game, then like why is everyone else complaining?
They're a bunch of piggies that have been delivered a feast, and they can't stop wanting more. They can't wait to open their mouth
Yeah.
and say it's ruining the game. The devs aren't listening when the devs have done nothing but listen.
Yeah, exactly. Like, has there been an air of hostility between some of the devs and some of the players? Yeah, absolutely. But part of that's because the players complain too much. But to be fair to the complainers, it is because of the complaints and the feedback that the game is at the state that it's in, and it is currently the best that it's ever been. So,
It's the dagger you take.
yeah, yeah,
Cuts you as you need it. I don't know. It's like that's what you wanted, dude. You wanted communication. You told everyone it was going to be hard, and they're talking.
yeah.
That stream of consciousness.
So that's my hot take.
Sounds fair to me.
Yeah.
We start talking about our favorite movies of the year.
Oh, I think we still got a couple of bad ones left.
Okay.
Well, East does evidently.
I
Well,
do.
T-Pain definitely does.
Oh,
Yeah, I
okay.
He
Yes.
said he had 5.
Well,
Yeah,
then
fine.
enlighten us.
Let me tell you a little story about a guy, an Indian guy named M. Night Shyamalan.
Oh no.
Yes.
What did he do this time?
I know
Have you heard of Have you heard of this movie where he hired his daughter to sing while they are trying to find a killer?
You know what movie this is 100%. Should I say it?
The
What?
movie is called Trap,
Mm-hmm.
and it is honestly one of the funniest movie, unintentionally the funniest movie I've seen all year.
That's good.
It
I want to
is
see that
bad
movie.
shit. Yeah, it is. Oh God, it is terrible,
Well,
very
I
terrible.
say one funny thing about this. I
Mm,
haven't seen the movie. I've heard a lot about it, read reviews, watched reviews, or whatnot. It sounds like a very dumb, funny movie.
it
The funny
is.
thing is like YMS posted a video link, on Twitter, of just him and I and everything talking about the movie and
Mm,
whatnot. and like everyone on like film Twitter quote tweeted it being like, he's such an asshole. Why is he like shit talking this movie? It's great. He's such a hater. Blah blah. Move on with your hatred
Oh.
of Shyamalan. And I'm like, why is people suddenly defending M. Night Shyamalan, especially like Trap all of a sudden? Where did all of you come from?
Wait a minute. Oh wait, that's a Shyamalan movie? I thought that was some fucking indie film made by like 2 people.
Yeah, a
No.
Shyamalan movie.
It's a Shyamalan movie.
And it's
Indie film, not Indian film.
What's the difference?
It might be an indie film. I don't
That's
know.
wow, dude, wow.
I don't understand why like so many people are like. I was surprised to find out there's a lot of people that like really defend this movie. Not that people like this movie. Like I understand like premise alone can carry it for some people, but it's like I had this movie described to me plot beat by plot beat, and I'm like, it sounds like one of the dumbest movies ever.
I think it's actually the premise is actually based on what happened in real life.
Really.
Yeah, I think they got a bunch of people to appear in like a concert, a very small concert, right? And one of them was a criminal. So they tried to, lure the criminal towards the concert so that they could catch him or her. So yeah, that's what this movie is based on, kind of.
Sounds neat. It's an interesting story.
Mm. So yeah, he had his daughter to sing, and this movie feels like like an album. Like he's really, really trying to get people to listen to his daughter sing, and yeah, most of it is his daughter singing and the horrible acting, the terrible twist, and basically your typical Shyamalan movie.
The same movie he's been making since like 2000. What? When did Unbreakable come out?
What about Signs? Did you not love the genius out of Signs?
Signs was shit. I don't give a shit. Signs was shit.
I haven't seen Signs. I just want to trigger you guys.
I don't understand what people say in that movie. It was shit. I don't.
Dude, it's
Look,
a fucking Mel Gibson movie where the invading aliens are naked and water melts them on contact. Why?
Why would they come to Earth? That is 90%.
Can I play a minor devil's advocate for that?
No.
You know what?
You haven't
I'm willing
watched
to
it.
hear it.
I haven't seen, but I have thought of this. I've always wanted to play this minor devil's advocate. To be fair, and like this is stretching quite a bit, but I always wanted to throw this argument out there: is maybe the aliens didn't know they were like water was poisonous before they started invading and whatnot.
Well,
Maybe
but that still raises the question of why are they naked?
Yeah, why are they naked? And also
maybe you're
also-
honestly racist.
also for whatever reason they can't get into a door.
Yeah, that stuff is just really stupid. like to be on the water point is like I always assumed the water point was like similar to War of the Worlds, because wasn't that the big twist in War of the
No,
Worlds?
War of the Worlds
No,
is germs.
Yeah, that's what
there-
killed.
No. What I'm saying is that sort of it could be an equivalent. Like in War of the
No,
Worlds-
you can test water. You can test water.
It's everywhere. Also,
Contaminants-
it's one of the
foreign-
building blocks for
microscopic foreign
life.
contaminants.
You can
Microscopic foreign contaminants have been wiping out invading forces in real world history for centuries. You can test water.
You can also test like germs and bacteria and whatnot. Scientists have been doing that shit forever.
You
Well,
ever
you can,
think
like,
those
test-
aliens?
Well,
are
sure, but they have to
controlled
be where the germs are to gather them. That's the thing.
Like maybe this is a special species that was never exposed to water before. Maybe they're like, I don't know.
Ugh.
like,
How?
That
That's-
seems
the one
that's,
third of everything.
What
that
the hell
seems
is pumping
highly
through their
suspect.
veins?
that's
They have
gross.
ships that fly through space in between planets.
Well, not
There's
only that,
a
but
ton of water in space. That's where they
What
used to
about-
think our water came from, was space. There's so much fucking water in space.
Now I just want to quadruple down just to be funny.
And again, this
Comets are made of mostly water.
hmm,
What if
this-
they were
Comets are made of ice!
Yeah,
like this
like
this
rock
so-called
ice.
You're not letting me finish.
No!
Hey,
these so-called aliens or advanced aliens, like they don't even have weapons to like defend themselves when
Well, no, they
our
got the
main
little hidden blade gas pipe.
huh, interesting.
You know, the one that gives that kid
Interesting.
asthma.
No, it's dumber than that. So the kid already has asthma, and because he has asthma, his lungs seal up so he doesn't get poisoned by the
Oh yeah,
God.
that's oh
It's a
god.
superpower.
asthma's a super.
Dude, I've watched that movie
Everything-
twice and I can't remember what happened.
Everything that's
Yeah.
wrong in your life is engineered by God to protect you from an invading alien force.
And apparently M. Night
I can't play
was
Atlanta played.
M. Night
Did
played
you
the character
know
that
humanity
killed the
is
wife.
destined for the stars?
I think, to be fair, I
We
think,
are
like,
made in
I
God's
agree with
image.
this. I think the point was that, like, sometimes things happen and we don't know why, and sometimes before, if we don't, I don't know, it's religious stuff.
Well, yeah, no,
I
sure, and like that, I can respect like the like the message that they're trying to convey and all that. It's just it's done really poorly.
For the record, I was mostly playing devil's advocate and whatnot, and I was quadrupling down just to be funny.
That is
For the
fair.
record, I just want to say that. But like, I didn't get to say my favorite thing because you guys kept talking over me.
Oh,
That
sorry,
was
sorry.
The last thing, what if they exist in a universe where just there is no water in space? Did you ever think of that?
Then why is there water on Earth?
There's
I mean,
only
I don't
one
know,
universe.
maybe Earth is just magical, and Earth is just like the one chosen by God to be magical.
But like, water is one
Sorry,
of the
I'm-
fundamental building blocks of life. You literally cannot create life without water.
Good point. Sorry, I just wanted to be in a moron for a minute there.
That is fair. I mean, it was
Good
funny.
job.
Don't get me wrong. It's just like, damn. I've actually heard people make these arguments though.
You triggered us so quick.
I haven't
I
seen
apologize.
some.
Water!
I apologize for bringing up M. Night.
I'm sorry for
So is-
derailing the conversation. But back to Trap. Trap sounds like I've had the plot described to me, and all I can think for that movie, that sounds like it has a good premise and interesting idea
Mhm.
that's done very, like, contrived and very poorly.
hmm
There's a
Yeah.
movie called Sudden Death starring Jean-Claude Van Damme. It's basically the same kind of premises, but there's a terrorist at a hockey arena. And that movie's a lot of fun, but it knows that it's stupid, so it just plays around with it.
Some people argue that Trap is supposed to be funny or supposed to be stupid.
Yeah, well, people say that about all
There's no
sorts of
way.
movies.
No, you're supposed
have
to take that
People
movie
make
seriously.
arguments on Twitter, like it's supposed
No.
to be stupid, it's supposed to be a comedy, etc.,
They are
etc.
stupid. They are stupid. They are stupid. That's just it. They are stupid. Like, you are telling me, just watch the movie and tell me if it's supposed to be a comedy. Like, most of the scenes are supposed to take them seriously. There is literally a scene where the daughter locks herself. I don't want to spoil it, but you watch it and tell me if it's a comedy or not, if you want to.
They play
I
it
mean, like,
so
I haven't
straight.
seen it, so I can't say for certain, but it sounds like maybe it has some comedic elements to it. But
Oh
like,
yeah, but the comedy is unintentional. Like, I don't think Shyamalan meant it to be a comedy. Like, there are very funny scenes in the movie
Yeah.
that aren't supposed to be funny.
Sorry, you had to experience that.
So, does anybody have any other bad movies that came out this year before T-Pain and I start ranting about Sonic?
Oh damn it!
You might as well start ranting.
Yeah, you
Or
know
like
what?
a-
You brought it up, and I gotta grab something real quick. So do
first,
that.
alright.
No, listen. I will catch this bit in the editing booth. I need to grab something
He
real
will.
quick.
Okay,
All right, here we go. Here we go.
Ask the
Crap.
question: would Christine
Oh
Weston
man.
All right, I'm cracking my knuckles in my neck.
would Christine Weston Chandler like it?
I don't give a fuck what that fucking matriarch rapist thinks.
It is true. She, or whatever they go by, did do that.
That thing.
I'm not being transphobic. I'm not being
Um,
transphobic. I just don't know.
We're not talking about. This is not a Chris Chan podcast.
Hey, go back. Go on, honestly.
It's not a podcast either. It's a YouTube video.
Hmm.
All right. Well, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it.
Hmm.
And cover your ears, children listening to this, because I know that there are going to be a couple of fans of this movie in here. All one of you who watches these.
Oh yeah, there are plenty of Sonic 3 fans.
Mm.
There are plenty. Yeah.
I'm aware. I'm aware. But what? Well, guess
Mm.
what? They're wrong because
Yeah.
Sonic the Hedgehog 3 sucks. It
Yeah,
is
does.
by far the most
Mm.
childish
Mhm.
interpretation of what is actually a fairly grown-up story given its subject matter. Every
Mhm.
single thing that happens is fueled by a complete random coincidence. Every
Mhm.
single character is a massive retard. Every single power dynamic doesn't make any fucking sense. There is no sense of
Mhm.
scale to what characters are
Mhm.
capable of.
Yes.
Every decision made is the wrong one, but they'll just be correct because that's what it has to be. Jim Carrey is insufferable. I don't care.
Mm.
I don't fucking care. I'm tired of hearing about it. I don't think he's funny. I don't think he's that talented of an actor. Like, he needs very specific conditions to actually be good. He sucks in these movies. He
Okay,
absolutely sucks. And the
look,
fact that there's
look.
two of him, just
Look,
no.
East, I hate this movie as much as you, but I have to disagree on the Jim Carrey acting.
I don't care.
Look, Jim Carrey is a really very, very talented actor, and I think if you watch it, obviously you've watched his other movies, and
I have.
why would you say that? Why would you say he's
I
would you
love
say
Cable
that?
Guy. I love Cable Guy. I really like the Pet Detective movie, the Ace Ventura movie. But
But
like,
what about his serious movies?
They're really
Yeah.
great in Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
I mean, it's
Yeah,
Eternal Sunshine of the
yeah.
Spotless Mind.
I think he's a face that you're slapping your rage onto,
Yes.
Hmm.
because we all know why he was here, and it was to make his grandkids happy.
Honestly, if you were to like shit talk an actor that is terrible, and I'm sorry guys, I know Reddit, haha, big chungos, haha, he's sweet guy, blah blah blah. But Keanu, Keanu is
He's okay. Well, listen, he's the wrong choice for this character.
You're
I
right.
think
Jim Carrey is the wrong choice for Dr. Eggman.
You're right.
I think Keanu Reeves can be a good actor in some things. When he's bad, it's really bad. I thought he did a good job in Cyberpunk 2077.
sure, why not? Sure.
If we disagree, but that would be a separate debate. But my point is, when he's bad, he's really bad. I think he did okay
Sure.
in some
T-Pain!
I think maybe yes.
Stop
Yes.
making baby noises. This isn't the time for role play.
What the fuck?
Keanu's backstory in this is entirely meaningless, by the way. Like his whole quest for revenge is fueled by nothing. It was a fucking accident, and
I think my question is, why would you let this alien creature be with this child? Why would they allow that? The military, why? It does.
Why is this child just here on the military base? She doesn't have the disease in this version.
So there are like I haven't seen Sonic 3, but there are one or two minor things I'd like to argue against because I know enough
That's
about
coming
it.
up a lot. I'm noticing.
Yeah.
No, it's like one or two. Just one point where you said like I haven't seen it, so I can't argue on most of this. The one thing I can argue against though is you said like his backstory is meaningless, where it's like no, it's not. Like the gun guys. I saw the scene on YouTube. Like the gun guys still try to kill like them, and like there's one guy who tries to stop them, but then like they kill them anyway. So it's like it's
Again,
not
though,
in the
it's a complete coincidence.
I mean, they're like
Everything is a
it?
complete coincidence. Why is she even there? Why is she there? Answer me that.
Well, isn't there a throwaway line or something where like he's like, oh, he takes her everywhere?
Yeah, that
Mm,
sucks.
Maybe it does.
And
I haven't seen...
the thing is that Shadow does nothing when he could easily teleport them out of there, but he doesn't do it for whatever reason.
True.
He doesn't teleport them out of there when he clearly can do that. Even in the same movie, he can teleport anywhere without even knowing the location or the location or how the place looks like, because he teleports inside Dr. Robotnik spider robot, and he doesn't know what the inside looks like. So again, Shadow can basically teleport both of them out of there in the basically anytime. But he doesn't. He lets what's her name? Maria die.
Maria.
Yeah, he just I don't know why. I
Yeah.
don't know why.
Maria dies because
I-
of Shadow. That's that's what happens. Like he could so easily say because like they gave him his power set from Shadow the Hedgehog, which adds abilities to his roster basically. Like he can't just teleport in Sonic Adventure 2, which is where this film gets its story from. He can only do that if he uses Chaos Control, and he needs a Chaos Emerald to do that.
One question I have, and like I'm not super familiar with this movie or Sonic lore as a whole. I'm not a.
Maybe shut the fuck up.
Well, I have one question, asshole. My question is: isn't every time, like every clip I've seen from this movie, is Shadow like teleports 2 feet or something? So
Mm,
No, he does it way further than that. And
yeah.
okay,
in a lot
there you
of
go.
scenes.
See, that's why I was asking questions, asshole, so I would know
And
things.
okay, even if you want to use that, even if you want to use the he teleports 2 feet argument, he has super speed. He can super speed them out of there. Sonic literally does that in the first movie where he moves a full ass human from one location to another.
Yeah, despite the fact that earlier in that same scene, he tries punching a guy a bunch of times and it doesn't do anything. It's like
I'm
you're
sorry
strong
for-
enough to move a grown man across a building, but if you hit him, it doesn't do a single thing.
There ain't no way.
And let's not oh god, what oh that movie so such a stupid movie. There is literally a scene where they are racing against time to get into this building that has like a shield that blocks people from entering, right? And for whatever reason, that the movie is acting as if Sonic can't just stop time and get into there and run out. They have to plan this heist. Uh, they have to plan this heist to basically do. It's so stupid. It's so stupid.
Sonic can stop time. I thought he could go super fast. When could Sonic stop time?
Oh,
You didn't watch the first movie, did you?
I
yeah.
haven't seen any of the Sonic movies.
He's
Okay,
got
it-
Quicksilver powers.
Yeah, in the first movie, he gets surrounded by rockets, like literal like hypersonic missiles,
He does
and
the Dio thing.
like even if they're moving like Nerf darts, he's still moving so fast that they basically stop. They freeze around him, and he's just sitting there looking at his
Dude.
non-existent watch, tapping his foot.
Sounds like that's a plot hole on the Sonic movie.
Oh, it absolutely
And
is.
no, it is, but here's the thing. In this third movie, they also did it. They also did it again, but it's one of those blink and you miss it moments. It's also the same scene where he tries to get into the building at super speed. He does it again, but he never does it throughout the movie. And here's the thing: I always thought that Sonic would be. I thought that would be like his quirk for the movie. Like he's able to stop time. Obviously, Shadow can teleport, Knuckles is the muscle, and Tails can fly, right?
And he's
So,
smart, but they kind of forget about that.
I mean, that's old. That's old. And nowadays, I think Dumb Knuckles is the trend nowadays. So I don't.
Yeah,
I
well,
don't
I
know.
mean, Tails is a genius. Like he's a mechanic and
Mm.
a scientist. Like Tails is actually the most useful member of the team,
Mm.
and they just don't do anything with him in any of these.
I think he's able to create devices that can
he can make
that's
mechs.
Yeah, like I don't know. They underuse his abilities, his gizmo tech abilities in this movie. Such cocktease, goddamn. But yeah, let's talk about the Sonic versus Shadow fights. I think, oh man,
Yeah, let's talk
oh
about the
man,
fact that Shadow can punch the Chaos Emeralds out of Sonic while he's in super form, while Shadow is regular. And then
Yes.
I'm supposed to believe that Sonic wins the fight after they're both in their super forms.
Mm.
That sounds just badass.
Wait.
Sounds
Wait.
It's a
inconsistent.
joke.
You
It's a joke.
Sounds
You
inconsistent
can't
as
fucking
fuck.
touch Sonic in his super form. You will burn to death.
Mm. And here's the thing,
Established this, or is that like Sonic lore? I don't know anything
Another
about
one.
movies.
Another thing I'm confused by in all the movies about the Emerald Gem or Jewel or whatever it's called is that basically
The Master
it,
Emerald?
it's the Master Emerald is that you can you can summon anything you want if you imagine it right.
Yeah, that's not game lore. I don't know why they decided to make
So
that a thing.
yeah, because in the second movie he summons a chili dog out of nowhere. So I don't know why he can't imagine, I don't
Summon a
know.
Glock.
So I don't know why he doesn't imagine, I don't know, the death machine that Robotnik is in. Why he doesn't like imagine it, in another, I don't know, dimension or another place that isn't near Earth.
Just imagine a second giant space gun that can blow up the other one.
Yeah, or just imagine the device not working. S- Why? Why did you write your story like this? Why? Why?
Yeah, it's bizarre. Like every decision is just weird. And
Hmm.
then we get like and then we get a frankly what I found to be an insulting end credit scene when Amy
Oh
shows up.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
here's the
Amy
thing.
shows up.
The conversation that Sonic and Shadow have on the moon after their fight, that where Sonic basically convinces Shadow to be good, that's supposed to be Amy, who talks to Shadow,
Oh.
talks Shadow down. In Sonic
Oh.
Adventure 2, they're on board the Space Colony Arc, and Amy talks to Shadow, and she's able to appeal to the part of him that remembers Maria.
Hmm.
No, but she's not in this though. But we're gonna have her be the teaser at the end of the film.
I just hope they
Back to the
don't.
fourth one, suckers.
Are you complaining that it's doing something different from the games, or that like what they're doing is
I'm complaining
bad?
that they don't understand the games.
Like
Why
even
is Sonic?
okay.
Why?
Look,
I can't believe
let's
I'm
say
defending the Sonic movie when I haven't even seen it.
look.
But I have to
Let's
say,
say like
because
even
Yeah, well,
though
you were also defending signs when you haven't seen it, so I'm kind of used to that already.
that was mostly for the memes. Here
Hmm.
I'm just doing it just because I don't like arguing from adaptation arguments.
No, like even if the games didn't exist, this is still a terrible movie.
Mm.
It's still
It's
a
also
bad
not
movie.
about it's also not about the merits of an adaptation. It's about the merits of understanding what the structure of a story is that you've decided to slap onto the one that you're currently writing.
Fair enough.
You can't have it both ways.
Hmm.
Also, they have a conversation on the moon.
Also, they have a
Oh yeah,
conversation.
they
That's
can
really
breathe.
bad.
It's
For-
weird.
for
Like it's
obvious
weird.
reasons.
I was about to say this. Like Sonic can't breathe underwater. Sonic
Yeah.
can't breathe. Sonic
Like-
can't breathe underwater, but he can breathe in
No
space.
suit, no power up, no nothing, and they're just
Yeah.
talking casually.
Like
and I was like, "What is happening?"
Wait
Yeah.
a minute. I just remembered in Sonic Adventure 2. This is one of the few things I remember from seeing Let's Plays. Doesn't Sonic breathe in space when he's like in super form or whatever?
They're
They
out
were
in
not
space.
He
They're
went
not
he
hot.
went out
Exactly.
he went out of super form. Both of them, they went in super form when they were talking.
Yeah, they're in their
Oh,
regular
okay.
forms while they're talking on the moon. Also, in Sonic Adventure 2, when they're both in space, neither of them speak, so it's implied that they're just holding their breath. They
Gotcha.
can hold their breath for a very long time, apparently.
So yeah, you can't breathe underwater, but you can breathe in space. Ah,
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
okay,
It
sure,
was
movie.
very like, oh, I'm okay. This is a cartoon for sure now.
Yeah, because Sonic is an alien.
They're
of course
not
it can be.
playing it
All
like
cartoons.
East points out like, yeah, they're not really respecting the structure of a story, and they took one that had structure and mangled it
Hmm.
for seemingly arbitrary reasons.
Because we need to have Jim Carrey give an emotional speech about how his sycophant partner is actually a sicko friend.
Oh
Nano
gosh.
Fist?
I look,
The
I
1980s
don't.
called.
The funny thing is that I don't really have an issue with that scene. I
I don't
think
have
it's
an
fine.
issue with Eggman having like a big corner turn moment,
Hmm.
but they took away from what was Shadow's big moment in the
Oh,
original
yeah.
story.
Yeah,
And I was
agree.
talking to Trisket about this the other night. Like that is a big emotional hook, and it's one that to this day gets me. And we just don't get it. Shadow doesn't say a fucking word for the last like 10 minutes of screen time that he has, and then he's just dead.
No, he's not dead. He's alive.
No, I know he's not dead because he chaos controlled out of there. That's what's going to be revealed in the fourth movie.
Hmm.
Yes. But
Hmm. Why didn't he teleport the entire Robotnik whatever it's called out? Why didn't he teleport the machine
why
far
wasn't the
away?
final hazard here? That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
Give me my
Where's the
big lizard boy.
salamander? I want
Where's
the
my-
I want the lizard.
Dude, I want the giant Frankenfucked space salamander.
Hmm.
Bring him back. What did you do to him?
But
I
there's how
mean,
they massacred my boy.
gosh, I'm just wondering what they're going to do to Amy in the sequel.
Oh, nothing good. They're gonna girl
No.
boss
Sonic
her.
lore
and-
needs to
Yeah,
be
yeah,
taken a
because
little more
movies
seriously. I just
nowadays you have to girl boss the female character
One
for whatever
person
reason.
suggested- I saw one person on Twitter suggest as a joke, wouldn't it be funny if they got Amy Schumer to play Amy
Oh
Rose?
no! Oh no! Oh no!
I'm not a Sonic fan, but that would upset even me. Like, oh,
Well, the person who suggested it said it as a joke, and like
Ah.
everyone in the comments are saying, "Don't make this a thing," or like, "Don't manifest."
Obviously, they would
Also-
never make. They would never. Nah, I don't. No, they won't.
Also,
No.
how many more times is someone just gonna come through a portal? Like, how many people in the universe have these rings? Where do they come from?
evidently all of
I
them.
think.
How does everybody have them? Why is
Like-
Earth the only planet in the universe that seemingly never discovered these things?
Hmm. I mean, you also have to ask yourself the question of how these alien creatures are able to speak English. I
Well,
don't.
Sonic watched
so-
Speed a lot, so that's
No, no. I mean, even before he came to Earth, he was speaking English with what's her name, Bob Claw or whatever her name is.
Longclaw, who is not a
Longclaw.
character. I don't know.
Mm. So yeah, every tribe or every
They
alien
murdered Uncle
know
Chuck.
how to
They
speak
murdered
English.
Uncle Chuck. Uncle
Mhm.
Chuck is dead. He's gone, erased. Thanos snapped out of existence before the fucking thing even started. Replaced by
Oh,
some
boy.
stupid owl.
Oh well,
Rip
At
Uncle
least she's
Chuck.
dead.
She's not
least
stupid.
she's-
She's nice.
at least she's dead.
Oh,
Rip Uncle
oh,
Chuck.
Jesus.
At least
in
she's
the
dead.
same breath we
First,
met
what do you
her
think of?
and she died. She was
That's-
nothing.
I find it very hilarious, honestly, that the movie is trying to tell us that Sonic is still this fish out of water character, even though he reads books and he knows things. So I don't think the fish out of water character works if you've been on Earth for like almost how many years now? How many years does this movie take place? Like how many years has Sonic been on Earth at this point?
I
Wait,
I
hang
want
on.
to say it's just the real time of how the films have been released, so probably 3 or 4 years.
3 or 4. Okay. Still weird, but
Oh,
okay.
maybe 5, 6. When did the first film come out? 2018.
Hmm.
2020.
How long was Eggman trapped on Mushroom World?
Yeah.
Long enough to still not have figured out how to make good coffee.
That's true.
I do.
Uh,
like that.
That is true.
Oh,
What
his
do you
mushrooms
think
do
of
not make for
Sonic?
good
I
coffee.
do. I do like that scene where he's trying to make the mushroom coffee and he keeps fucking up with
But
limited.
yeah, I might have saw that scene on YouTube. Didn't he say it was like 240 something days?
Dude, if you've already seen 90% of the fucking movies on YouTube, just go watch the damn things. Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
Well,
go
I
watch it.
think that's, like occasionally throughout the years, and I just have a weird memory for like movies and whatnot.
It takes so much less time than throughout the year to sit down for 90 minutes.
Right.
I mean-
well, like I wasn't invested in the Sonic movies. Now I'm like,
Nor
I don't
should
know,
you
maybe
be.
I'll watch them now. Like,
No.
I've never really been interested in them. Okay, well, maybe I won't then. Never mind. I don't know. I've never really been into Sonic beyond like Sonic Mania or something.
Good, stay away.
That way,
Also,
save
the goal of them to do the pose, Shadow and Sonic, when they were fighting the robots in space. The goal. I'm pissed. I'm annoyed. I'm annoyed.
Why are you against them fighting robots in space?
No, no, no. Like as they were fighting the robots, they did the pose. Have you played Sonic Generation?
I have not yet. I want to get it. It looks fun.
So basically,
Yeah.
In Sonic Generation, there's this stage where you can race Shadow, and before they start the race, they do a pose while they were
It's the
in the air.
crossover, right?
So
Where
they do it
they
in
cross in
this.
front of each other.
Yeah, yes, they cross in front of each other. Yeah, that's the pose. Oh, damn it.
That's also an original. That's also in Sonic Adventure 2. That happens.
Oh, nice, nice.
Yeah. So it's not. It's actually not. In terms of in the argument of adaptation, it's actually not a bad thing that they have that there.
No,
Because
I'm
it
just
is an actual
saying.
send up to a shot from the game.
Yeah, but I mean, in this movie, that
You're
doesn't really
playing Live and
deserve.
Learn in the wrong spot.
Yeah.
Those lyrics do not kick in until Shadow fucking dies. All right.
Hmm. I mean, characters don't die in these movies. I mean, Eggman should have died in the second movie, but he somehow survived.
To be fair, characters don't die in the games either. I think the only
Was
one
it?
is like what?
Somehow
Oh.
Egatine returned.
Eggman.
Actually, I
I
think there was
think
a,
Morgana's permanently dead, and that's about it.
I actually
Hmm.
learned I think like literally just before we started doing this that there was a deleted scene where what's his name? Agent Stone, I think, explains how he saved Dr. Robotnik's life that they cut from the movie for some reason.
Okay.
That
I
is
don't-
weird.
I
Why
don't
would they
care.
cut that?
I don't know. I guess they don't like good writing.
Oh, he gets it. Finally.
Anyway,
Bert, you've been very quiet. What do you think this they're being unfair to the cinematic quality of the Sonic the Hedgehog trilogy?
Hmm.
Or do you
I've
agree
seen
with
the
them?
first two. I think everything they're saying is spot on because like this sounds on par with the other two movies.
Well, I haven't
Yeah.
seen any of them, so I was just mostly playing devil's advocate for fun.
Yeah,
Cause
they're
like
they're fun movies. I wouldn't call them good.
Yeah. Yeah,
them.
they are fun movies. No
They
doubt
seem
about that.
very. They seem like not the worst movies ever, but like they definitely seem very flawed.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right.
I said they were very flawed. What's wrong with what I said?
We can turn off the little blue autism creature now. Let's.
What did I say wrong? First, really quick. What did I say wrong?
You didn't say anything wrong. I don't know what you're talking about.
I never said the. I just like playing devil's advocate. It's a bad habit of mine.
Well, if you're working for the
Hmm.
devil, then that would make you the worst thing ever.
Hmm.
Hey, I would say playing devil's advocate is a good thing, at least in and of itself.
Depends on the what you're trying to to defend.
Speaking
Depends.
of a good thing, unless anybody's got other movies that were terrible, or bad, or just not great.
Nothing from this year. I
Uh,
did watch
That's good,
Terrifier.
because
That
that
movie's
would-
fucking terrible.
Okay, so that's good because that would rule it out from this conversation. Oh, funny.
I like how you caught that I said that after you started responding. Yeah, Terrifier's a terrible movie. I'm sorry.
Right. So, T-Pain, do you have any other bad films?
yeah.
Rapid fire. Then. Let's just go quick because about 1%.
Deadpool and Wolverine.
Okay. Yeah. No, that sucked.
Triscuits. Any feedback?
Rebuttal. Rebuttal.
Triscuits?
No, it's my opinion on it has definitely changed as I've given it more thought.
Okay.
I
Don't
remember that.
remind me that I made a positive review of it. Do not remind me of that. That is an
I
embarrassment.
I remember that
Yeah.
too. Like I remember
haven't-
I watched that happen in real time. I watched you upload that but no, hold on. Your review it wasn't a video, was it? You just said
No.
that you liked it.
No, I have a video. Don't.
You have right, okay. You uploaded the video and then like an hour later you're on Twitter going, I actually think this movie might suck.
I mean, like, it's not the worst movie to like and whatnot. I mean, I'm sure there are worse movies out there. Like, I thought.
Oh my
Last Jedi-
god, let's stop with this worst shit. It was
Look,
bad. End of story.
I thought The Last Jedi was good until I heard other arguments on it. So
Bad is a spectrum. It is on the
Hmm.
spectrum.
It is
Well, it's certainly on a spectrum.
this movie is on
It's
a
on the spectrum called bad.
This
It is
movie's on a
bad.
spectrum.
It's
Apparently, I don't know. I haven't seen it.
Is bad the new word for autism?
autism, but autism is
no,
bad. Okay, so yeah,
No
Deadpool
offense to any of
Wolverine.
my autismos. Most of you are cool.
Hmm. So I think none of us here have anything to say
No.
about it. All right. So another movie that I didn't like that came out last year was and I keep telling East to watch it, but he keeps ignoring me
Yes.
for whatever reason.
This is
Because
my
I'm
design.
because I'm black. He hates black people.
No,
So-
I hate that you when you try to tell me to do things that would be physically painful.
Okay, sure. It's called Long Legs. East.
You know what's a
Why-
bummer is I actually really wanted to see that.
Hmm. I think the movie obviously has good shots, but it's one of those movies where characters do something stupid in order for the plot to, continue. It's definitely one of those movies.
So are we to agree then that Oz Perkins' best movie is still The Black Coat's Daughter?
I haven't watched that, to be honest.
Oh, you should you should fix that.
Mm.
It's very good.
Mm. Interesting. But yeah, Long Legs. Not a good movie, overrated.
I will probably watch it at some point, and then we can talk about it because I do want to see Nicolas Cage play a crazy serial killer.
Oh yeah, Nicolas Cage is there are some hilarious things he does in this movie.
So I've heard.
Hmm.
Um,
So yeah, I think that is everything I watched
are we
or
ready
that
to
I
cover the
that I
positives?
hate.
So we're ready to cover the positives, then, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
hey,
that's right,
I'm
man.
more the positive guy anyway.
All right. Who wants to start us off?
I guess I'll start off. Should I say the best movie I saw in
Oh, well,
2024? Just like some of my favorite. Just some good movies I saw.
We're going in descending order, so we did.
Okay.
We're like the absolute worst fading into the absolute best. So like I guess least best.
So yeah, I thought I just thought recently it's a bit long and whatnot, and like I imagine it's not gonna be everyone's cup of tea, but I saw Wicked recently. My family, I thought it was pretty decent.
Okay.
What is that a bad? Do you think it's a bad movie?
Just do your thing.
I'm not super familiar with the stage play, but I thought it was like pretty well done, pretty well. Like I thought, like the music, the performances overall was a pretty good movie. Wouldn't say it's an amazing movie per se, and whatnot. I think it's definitely a bit long and dragged out at certain points, but overall I thought it was pretty solid.
All right, Trisket.
Good movies? Like, not the best movie.
Yeah, like descending order. Or I guess ascending order. All right, cool. Cap.
Yeah, let me think on that.
Wait,
Sorry.
I'm sorry. I missed what you said.
We're in the positives now. So, what's a movie you liked?
The Return.
Yeah.
I absolutely adored that. That was they took such a very simple end to a story and really drew you in emotionally to the plight of a lot of these characters and the mindset of some of the let's say suitors that may have been there. You can really see the terror and suffering on the land when the king was not on his throne. But yeah, really enjoyed The Return.
Fantastic film. Yes.
Yes. Who else has seen it?
I think
Mm.
just Trisket has. I showed it to him.
Fantastic. What
Which
do you
movie?
think, Tristan?
The Return,
Return.
The Return. I'm trying to remember which one is that.
The Odyssey.
Oh yes, yes. I told you I was gonna forget about it. Yeah, that movie's
I
fucking
knew
great.
you were too. Yes. Like yeah, the movie's fucking awesome.
Yeah, that is a really good movie. I'm not sure I'm a fan of why what was her name, Penelope? Odysseus'
Yeah.
wife.
Okay. Yeah, Penelope's.
Yeah,
the-
I'm not sure that I like why she freaks out in the movie because like it's just so good in the book, but at the same time it's like I I get why they chose to do that in the movie. You know, because like the way everything was happening, it was so quick. It's like, you know, as far as she's aware, there's just a crazy guy killing everyone. So yeah,
Well,
that
she
movie's
did-
fucking
she
dope
did
as
who it
hell.
was.
Everyone, watch The Return.
Yes.
Sounds good. Definitely write it down.
Yeah, it's about the end of the Odyssey.
Which is funny because the end of the Odyssey, quote unquote, is actually the last 12 chapters of the Odyssey of the 22 chapters that it is. So it's actually the entire back half of the Odyssey.
Well, yeah, the end. You know.
Sure. T-Pain. Positives.
I watched uh a Netflix movie that's I
Damn
was it's actually an animation,
Oh,
and I'm actually shocked that it's good. It's called Ultraman Rising. If any of you have seen it.
okay. Yeah, I haven't seen it, but yeah, I saw that it was there, and I was like, oh, a new Ultraman thing. Cool.
Yeah, it's good. It's not the most original thing ever, but yeah, it's one of those animations that have, heart. It's the main protagonist is kind of annoying, but it's one of those stories where he gets better as the plot goes on. The other characters too are nice. I like the message of the movie. The animation is very, very good. The villain is also very relatable. So yeah, it's a good movie. You should watch it.
Very good. I will take that into consideration.
Mhm.
I do love Ultraman, so yeah, no, I probably would have watched it eventually anyway.
Mhm.
All right, so I guess down to me. My least best movie of the year is a Japanese action film called One Percenter in Japan. Over here, it's called 1% Warrior. This is a
Hmm.
Tak Sakaguchi starring film, which Trisket would know from the movie he hates the most out of everything in the entire world, Reborn. Um,
Oh
I
no,
absolutely
trust me, that is not my most hated movie. I just
I know,
think
I'm
you
making
way
a joke.
overhyped
I'm making a
it.
joke. I'm making a joke. I'm making a joke.
I
I'm
know
making a joke.
you hyped that movie up too much for me.
Yeah, it was perfect though.
No.
So yes, it is. So yeah, this film is great. It's plot is a little weak, but it's an excuse to get some people on an island and have them fight some mercenaries and yakuzas.
Hmm.
The ending is wonky and doesn't make any fucking sense. Cannot commit to either of two really cool ideas that it has, so it just says "fuck it, let's do them both," and it sucks. Um,
Hmm.
I am very heavily criticizing this movie that's on my best list. It is some of the best shot and choreographed action that I've seen in a very long time. It is absolutely gorgeous to look at and to just experience. It is funny, it is charming, it is witty, and it's very cool. And
Hmm.
doesn't have anything meaningful at all to say about anything, but I enjoyed it a lot, and I watched the final fight from it on loop sometimes when I'm on breaks at work.
What's the name? What's the name again?
1% Warrior
One
would be the
percent.
English title.
Is it my turn or is it someone else's turn?
It's whoever wants to go with next.
I guess I'll go. Since we're continuing ascending order, I saw Transformers 1 and I thought it was pretty good.
That is pretty good.
It's a little overhyped, not quite as amazing as Twitter hyped it up to be, but it was pretty good, pretty solid movie. Definitely deserved a little more, I think, love. But like not a big Transformers guy, but I've watched a few series here and there, and I thought it was like a pretty well done origin story. And, yeah, that's all I have to really say about it.
Very nice. Skip.
Well, that's kind of what I was gonna say, so I'm gonna get back to the fucking movie list.
Transformers
Well, actually, Godzilla.
You should have
Godzilla.
written it down.
I should have.
It's what I did.
Minus Color did come out this year, technically. It's
Okay.
just. I don't know that counts though, because it's just -1 without color,
Alright.
which is like an homage to the original. So I don't know if that counts as like a new movie.
As not the host of this show, I will allow it. Because Godzilla
you're
minus
my
one is really
co-host.
good.
You're the host of the show.
Yes,
just not
but
the one
also
filming
Godzilla
it.
minus one is really good, so just go for it. Who cares? Do you have anything more meaningful to say about the film, or just that you liked it?
I'm sorry. I'm just gonna say it. -1. There was no need to make this movie. -1. Like, part of what made it so good was the use of color.
I love how both you and I start out our best lists with, okay, so here's this movie, mostly completely pointless, and it doesn't need to exist.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not a bad movie. It's just like, I mean, we got this with color, so like this is just like a fun.
It wasn't shot to be black and white, so that kind of damages a lot of the shots.
Yeah. Like if they had like color corrected certain scenes so that it was like, meant to be black and white, then it's like, okay, fair enough. But they didn't do that. It's just -1 in black and white.
Yeah, like the black and white cut of Logan looks fantastic.
I was actually about to ask about that, actually. Like Logan, and I kind of heard Logan had a version that was done in black and white. I was going to ask, is that any better?
Logan's black and white version is really good. The Mist's black and white version is the definitive way to watch that movie. There's a cut of Park Chan-wook's Lady Vengeance called Fade to Black, where it starts out in color and slowly fades into black and white as it goes on. It's not an uncommon thing to do, and I always find it interesting when people try it, because it's like, okay, you shot it to be one way, and now you're doing it completely differently. Like, let's see, like, were you being mindful when you shot this film enough to account for the fact that you were going to recolor it later? And I don't think Godzilla minus one did, but it still looks cool in a lot of scenes. But yeah, definitely, like, if you're gonna watch Godzilla minus one, watch it in color.
Yeah. Because the effects are done really, really well in that, and also it gives you an idea as to like what life actually looked like, because the costume is fantastic in that movie.
Also, his cool blue beam. You can't see how cool and blue the beam is if it's in black and white.
Yeah.
I generally, I don't know about you guys, but the version, like, generally I like to watch whatever, quote unquote, the original is. Like, I don't like watching black and white movies that were later colorized. Well, at least not as my first experience or whatnot, or watching movies that were done in beta black and white versions first or whatnot. It's totally ruined that in my sentence structure, but I hope you get my idea.
Yeah, don't colorize black and white films. They were shot in black and white for a reason.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, them a lot of black and white films were originally shot in black and white because they had no other choice but to shoot in black and white.
Right, and they don't look good when you colorize them because the shadows are wrong.
Yeah. I remember, I think one thing, what was his name? Orson Welles. Like, Ted Turner tried to make a colorized version of Citizen Kane made, and Orson Welles flat out said, "Keep Ted Turner and his crayons away from my movie."
He killed him and ate him, and that's why he was so fat.
That too.
All right. Cap.
What's up?
Do you have a next best film, or is The Return the only thing you like this year?
No, I like Nosferatu, but I didn't want to pop the cork on that one just yet.
Yeah,
Don't play the royal flush right away. Start me off slow.
yeah.
Ease me
That's
in,
why
guys.
not saying it either. I'm scrolling through these movies and I'm like, man, like what
Someone
the
with
fuck
a
else even
longer
came
list.
out?
Do your thing. Longer list, people. This is your day.
That's true. That's true. All right. Well, I'll go. I'll go after T-Pain if he's got any more.
No, I don't have. I still have like more bad movies than good, to be honest. I
Well,
don't really have any. I don't have any good movie
you're
anymore.
just a joyless person.
I have like 2 more movies that I could talk about. Like, I know there are more than 4 good movies this year, and I know there's like a lot of bad movies too. It's just I didn't watch a lot of movies in 2024. There's a lot that like that came out this year that I want to watch later on my own. So
I have
just
I have my 5 bests and then a bunch of honorable mentions. So
Mm.
I've got content for this video.
Yeah, I didn't watch a lot of new releases this year, honestly.
All right, well, I guess
Mm.
I'll just go with my next one. My next best is Terrifier 3. It's a Christmas
boy.
miracle. Um, Damien Leone finally figured out how to shoot a movie in a timely manner that doesn't drag on for years. I love Terrifier 2, but that movie is way too long. And everybody knows it. But yeah, Terrifier 3 is great. Tells a great little story about overcoming your trauma, or maybe succumbing to it. Oh, who knows? I adore the lore of this series. I love how much this mystery has been built. I love Art the Clown. He is an icon. Sienna Shaw is an amazing character and probably one of my favorite final girls of all time by this point. The film is shot gorgeously. The kills are hilarious and terrifying. Aside from a couple of tonally inconsistent moments, this film was an absolute treasure to experience in the theater with a crowd of people who were all there for the same reason. It's gory, it's funny, it is a send up to the best and worst of the slasher genre, and it knows exactly what it is, and it loves being that, and I love it for it. So that is my 4th best film of the year.
sounds good. My other best film of the year, or like I don't know if I call it the best, but one film I really liked this year. Is the movie Furiosa. This movie sort of helped me get into the other Mad Max movies as well this year. I went on a whole Mad Max binge this year.
Mm-hmm.
How about Furiosa for a minute? I thought like overall it was just like really well made. Really like I thought the characters were pretty interesting. I thought the way it's hard to describe without visual examples. But like there's a lot of really good shots and a really good like there's a lot of things that are shot well in this movie and a lot of really cool shots that are just like I thought were very creative. Now I will say like as good as this movie is, it's not quite as good as its predecessor, Fury Road, which has since seeing it has become one of my favorite movies, Mad Max Fury Road. I really love it. And just I love the Mad Max series as a whole, actually. Just like I love like it's sort of like not only just Max as a character, but also just like the stories they tell and like how like the sort of I don't want to say episodic feel, but like the anthology like I'm not good with words, so I'm gonna stumble over my words a lot. But like, as I love the Mad Max series, it's really great, and I think Furiosa is really good. Sorry, I absolutely butchered that.
No worries.
Sorry, that was my phone.
I thought you were making a joke about Furiosa.
No,
I was like,
no,
damn.
that's my fucking that's my
Fight,
notification
fight.
tone. Uh,
By the way, I love Bridge as well.
All right,
Well,
Tristan,
I am glad you liked Furiosa. I am very glad you liked
Do you
Furiosa.
not like it?
I like that it got you into other Mad Max stuff.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's definitely a positive.
It
There's
was
a lot of great
definitely
Mad Max stuff.
You know what?
It was
I like-
definitely a movie.
I like that you got to see Anya Taylor-Joy.
Mm.
I'm disappointed that I didn't get to see Anya Taylor-Joy in Nosferatu because she was doing that movie, but
Well, I mean, we got
Um,
Lily Rose Depp, so
Yeah, she did okay.
Do you guys so like what do you guys think of Furiosa? Because I know it's like had a mixed reception. Some people like it, some people dislike it.
I haven't seen it.
I
I did not watch
I
it.
skipped it because it apparently had a very limited theater release. My girlfriend wanted to see it, and I
Oh,
was like,
yeah.
okay, let's go watch it. But then we just never got around to it. We never had the chance, and then it got taken out of theaters because it just didn't do well. And it's like, oh well, there goes that, I guess.
It's on
So-
Netflix now.
Oh, is it?
Yep.
Oh, okay. I'll have to let her know when we're done watching Extraction.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, because we started that up last night. Dude, that movie is so much better than I remember. Like the language of it, the cinematography, and I remembered it being really good.
Mhm.
Mm.
Like holy hell, I might do a I might do a breakdown of that movie.
That's what
I know-
hanging out with me a lot gets you, is that you get to re-experience things you like and find out that they're actually super good as
Mm.
opposed to really good.
Yeah. See, there was a reason I knew I kept you around.
Yeah. What you can
Yep.
get out of me.
It is.
Yep. Cap, do you have other positives, or are you still waiting to talk about Nosferatu?
I can pull
Yeah.
other positives, but we'd have to go into TV shows and video games.
Well,
Oh.
funny you should mention. Before I get into my top three, I want to spout off some of my honorable mentions.
Mm-hmm.
Transformers One. It's good. I enjoyed it. That's it. The Wild Robot is very good. I enjoyed it. That's it.
Okay.
I concur. That was
And I feel like I'm watching a Chris Stuckman video if he just got to the fucking point.
and Flow, absolutely gorgeous animated film about a cat.
Mm.
You should all go watch that.
Oh, okay.
seems
I haven't heard about it until today.
Yeah, I mentioned
I,
it. I mentioned it the other night. It's a Latvian
Yeah,
film.
I saw it. I
It's,
saw it.
nominated
Oh, that's
for
right.
Oscar.
Yeah.
I saw it on Letterboxd, and yeah, I watch listed. So yeah, I'm watching it later.
It's beautiful. It's
Mm.
absolutely it's a joy to watch.
Also,
After
Quick
that,
question. Oh, sorry,
we
never
got-
mind.
After that, we got the Penguin. The Penguin's
I really
great.
love the Penguin.
Love the Penguin. Didn't want to put it in my actual list because it's a TV show, but yeah, the Penguin's great. Everybody go watch
I
the Penguin.
would. I haven't seen it yet, but I would love to discuss TV shows. Like we could do like a TV show section.
I
Oh
think you're gonna
God.
love the Penguin. The Penguin's like really great. Like really, like I really like the Batman, but this is like incredible. The Penguin.
Mm-hmm. And last on my honorable mentions list is Dune Part 2. It's got a scene that I like.
I think it's got more than that.
It's got a bunch of scenes that I like. Yeah, we'll talk about that. I think we'll talk a little bit more about that later if somebody.
I actually
It's not
plan on
really
bringing up
on the
Dune
list,
Part
but-
2 as the last good movie, as one of the good movies I saw in 2024, so we could talk about it then.
All right. So yeah, T-Pain, you got any for me?
No.
Okay. Back to.
Well, then back to Dune Part 2, I guess.
Okay, I guess I saw Dune Part 2. Overall, I really liked it. I thought it was interesting, pretty good. I really liked some of the themes and the ideas explored in it. I get the impression from the movie that I'm probably gonna like the book more because a lot of what I really liked most about it were some of the ideas and whatnot in it, but I felt some of them could have been explored a little more interestingly. And I get the impression that the books do that. The book does that a little more, at least from what I've heard. But yeah, I thought overall it was a pretty solid, pretty enjoyable movie.
Oh yeah,
is.
and it's shot so phenomenally, and
Yes.
without getting too much into book spoilers, mainly because I mostly know the book's ending because of East. Thank you.
Sorry.
You're welcome.
I do know Shawnee is very controversial in this movie because, from what I understand, she's like, what I've heard in the books, she's like Paul's like #1 ride or die. but in the movie, she's like the one that questions him the most.
Yeah, which like the thing is, like, I actually like the way she's handled in the movie. Like, I get why fans are upset. Like, but this as a
You haven't
standalone.
gotten to where you haven't gotten to how she's handled in the
No,
book.
I know,
though.
I know. I'm saying like how as a standalone work, it's like fantastic. Like all the character work about how like they sort of like fell in love because they were on the same page, and then and then the way the movie ends, like he has to sort of give. Ugh, excuse me, sorry. He has to sort of give up her and everything about her and everything that he loves for the sake of, um, well, because it's kind of the only path that he's really able to go on. It's not explicitly stated why, but it's very thoroughly implied that there's only one path available for him if he wants his family to survive in the long term. So,
One thing I do like, and I'm assuming the books do this as well. Well, I don't know if the books do this as well. Is that like based on his comments, he said some like I see several possible timelines and whatnot of I like the idea of I never liked the idea of fate in stories too often. Like I don't like the idea of no matter what there's this one road that will always happen. Like it can be done interestingly, but most of the time it feels like just a lazy way to be like, oh, things happen because of fate or whatnot. But like, I like how it's like there are many possible ways, but of the ways, they're there. Oh, point is, I think the way that's done is interesting.
oh yeah, dude, if you want to see like a show that executes the concept of like a predetermined fate really good, watch Dark.
I was gonna say watch.
Oh no,
dude, Dark is so fucking good.
I was
Oh.
gonna say watch Dune Prophecy.
Did you act as Dune Prophecy good?
No,
it's not.
I've heard very mixed things about it. That's why I asked.
That show came out and no one is talking about it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, East and I watched the first episode, and we figured out pretty quickly that like they're just gonna do shock factor for the sake of shock factors, and very little setup and payoff regarding it, and
we figured that out. Someone else did.
That was quite the watch party.
Yeah,
I seem to remember. Yeah.
I was gonna say I hear it's also based off of some of Brian Herbert's work, which the way it's been described to me, I hear that Brian Herbert's stuff in isolation is decent. There's a lot of his stories are solid sci-fi stories.
No,
but like as Dune books, they're not very good. They're like not as high IQ and whatnot. So you're in the camp of that Brian Herbert sucks. Period.
Brian Herbert sucks. Period. He has some of the worst and most appalling sentence structure I've ever seen. Yeah, no, he's just not a good writer. Like concept is concept, but he just cannot actually write.
Well, I haven't read any of his books, so I can't attest. I don't have an opinion one way or the other. But I'm just saying, it's just sorry that he supposedly sucks.
Yeah, take that as gospel. I guess I'll say a quick thing about Dune Part 2 then, since I just memed earlier. I do like it. It's got the shiny aesthetic of a thing that I love more than most other things. My biggest problems with it come from the fact that clearly Denis Villeneuve understands this story. The problem is that, much like Megalopolis, but not nearly as bad, he doesn't seem to know if we all get it. So he trims away a lot of the nuance and subtext and just makes it text. Characters act villainous in the latter half of the film after certain events transpire, and that's simply not the case in the book. You're meant to try to figure out for yourself what certain motivations are and why people are behaving the way they are. Paul himself is given a little bit more agency than he should have. In the book, he's almost like a puppet on a string. First from the Bene Gesserit, and then next from his own prescience. And you never really get that feeling in this film.
Can I ask a quick question about the books? If I understand correctly, like like Paul is supposed to be to some degree like I don't want to say a metaphor for anything, but like mainly like part one of June's messages is that be careful with charismatic leaders, and from what I heard, that message like went over a lot of readers' head at the time. So Frank Herbert wrote Dune Messiah to
That's a
hammer
myth.
that message. Oh, is it a myth?
He had already plotted out Dune Messiah and Children of Dune by the time that the first book was finished. Yeah.
Oh, okay, I fell for a myth then.
Yep. Well, no, everybody does.
Yeah, that's fine.
But in
Like
in his own words, like in the preface of Dune Messiah, he says that he had already had written chunks of Messiah and Children.
My question is then, how come it took so long for Messiah to be published then? Because I remember the exact year difference. I remember there being like
Books take a while to write.
Well, like Dune is like 600 pages, and like Messiah is like less than 300 pages.
Yeah, he was
Just-
working on Children too.
Fair point.
there's also like
These are very
plotting.
complicated stories.
There's also
Yeah,
like
good
the issue of like plotting a story and actually like writing out the minutia of it are two very different beasts.
That is a good point. That is a very
Yeah,
good
because
point.
I've got for the book series that I'm working on, I've got like 200 years of potential history to draw from. Holy fucking shit, it is hard to write dialogue sometimes.
Yeah.
Like there have been times
have
where it's like, you know what? I'll just skip this and come back to it so that I can, get to the part that I know I can write enough for a first draft.
Yeah. I have the issue of I have a lot of ideas for potential scenes, or endings, or beginnings, or whatnot. But then I'm like, okay, how do I get there, or where do I
Yeah.
go from there? I'm just like completely blank from there. So like, at least you're writing something. I'm like, I just have next to nothing like written, just like vague ideas of, oh, out of context, this would be cool, you know.
Mhm.
But one day, my goal is to one day write at least a short story or something.
That's good. That's actually a good. That's actually a good starting tool to cut your teeth on is short stories.
I cut my teeth on wedding rings in the movies.
Oh no! Stop that! Stop that! Stop that!
My question, one other question while we found out Dune is that I hear like the books are structured in a way where there are several good stopping points. Like you could just read Dune and that's a satisfying read, but then you miss out on the stuff in Messiah, and you could stop with Messiah, but then you miss out on stuff in Children of Dune, and I hear a lot of the books are like that. Is that true?
So you can answer that question yourself by reading the damn books.
Good point. I plan on reading them very soon.
I'm glad we had this talk. So yeah, Dune Part 2, not I will say it's an honest try, and I respect the hell out of it. And like I myself have been the kind of person who would say that this is unfilmable, and I was mostly proven wrong. But yeah, some missteps here and there, a lack of emphasis where it might be needed in terms of some of the mechanics of the world, especially considering how Spice and the Spacing Guild works.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to say a stark betrayal of character with Cheney, but she is used for a very specific purpose in this film that wasn't the point of her in the books. And to go back to what we were talking about with Sonic 3, it's not a problem of adaptation, it's an issue of you're wearing the face of a thing while saying different words with it.
Yeah. And like, again, I don't know much about Dune, but I do know a little, and I have heard that like supposedly Chani has a very specific and a very important role in Messiah, and I don't know how they're gonna do that for the next movie. That supposed role. I guess we'll have to wait and see for that.
I mean, they kind of justified it with the scene where he and Jessica are talking. He just goes, "She'll come around. I've seen it." It's
Yeah,
like,
that's a good
okay, so
point.
I guess she's just gonna decide to come back, or that's a setup for what the conflict is going to be that brings her back to him. But I guess we'll see. Children of Dune is already being worked on to be adapted. It's just not going to be by Villeneuve, so we're gonna have that beautiful time honored tradition of a clash of visions in the middle of a franchise that we all love to see. Um,
I feel like it can be done well. Like with the original Star Wars, there was a couple different directors and whatnot, but like,
they were
on
all
that,
produced by Lucas.
yeah, that's a good point.
And who?
Also, speaking of which, Dune. Sorry, I just want to bring this up just because a lot of these topics are sort of intertwined. But like, David, there's an interview I read once where I learned David Lynch almost directed Return of the Jedi.
He did not almost direct Return of the Jedi. He had lunch with George Lucas, who asked him if he wanted to, and he said no.
Yeah, well, that's what I meant by almost, as in like he was offered.
I don't know if I would call that almost.
Oh, I say being offered it is like it's pretty close to being like doing it. You know what I mean?
I just find it funny because like the reason that he gave that he didn't want to direct Return of the Jedi was because he didn't completely understand it, but then he immediately goes and directs Dune. A story infinitely more complicated than Return of the Jedi.
Maybe he had ego. Maybe he thought, oh yeah, I understand this.
Well, he did like do his own research for Dune. He read the book and he said he loved the book.
Maybe it was like maybe this is completely serious. Someone who knows nothing. Maybe at first it was just for money, and then like he read it, and by the time he realized it's too complex, he was already signed a contract and everything.
No, he was earnest about the fact that he did love the book. Like he put setup to stuff that happens in later books in that movie. Like he read all of them. He knew.
Oh wow, that's pretty impressive.
It's just not a very good movie. All right. Anybody else? Anybody else want to take one?
Transformers 1 has already been mentioned. That was it's not the
You
second
say new
best
stuff about it.
Hmm?
You can still say new stuff about it.
Yeah, it's not the second best movie that I saw this year. I would say like as a film, Dune Part 2 clears. I didn't finish Monkey Man, so that's an honorable mention, but I did really like what I saw. I just haven't gotten around to finishing it. Sorry.
That's okay. You're gonna well, it's cinematic foreshadowing there, I guess.
And yeah, so I would say my second favorite movie of the year is Transformers 1 because it just handled like a lot of the problems that I had with the movie were actually addressed by a rewatch. And
Funny thing is, I might have you. Oh, sorry, never mind. I interrupted.
No, go on. I'll say what I was going to say later.
I was gonna say,
He's becoming aware.
I may need your help at one point debating a certain mutual of ours because like there's one guy we're both friends with who like hates the movie, and I've been trying to convince him it's not that bad, but we've just been sort of stun-locked in debates. But that's something I should have brought up later.
I mean, like the movie's got issues, but I don't know that I would. I don't know. Yeah, like I like the way that it handles like certain characters and the voice cast was surprisingly good. Like you wouldn't think, oh yeah, Starscream, grab Steve Buscemi, and it's like, oh wait, he's actually doing a fantastic job. Okay.
I had no idea what Steve Buscemi told just now.
I knew there was something funny looking about that voice.
And you know, it's like, oh yeah, the guy that plays the serious villain. Let's get the guy that's only played like funny slapstick background characters for him. It's like, oh, he's fucking killing it, and like steals the show. And it's like, oh yeah, so we're gonna get Thor to voice, you know, Optimus Prime. Okay, and it's like, oh shit, he's doing a good job too.
Great choice though. He does great.
Yeah, no, it's like everyone does a fantastic job. And it's definitely a step away from how Transformers lore is usually done. Uh, but it's like they handled the source material with a lot of care and respect, and like a lot of the changes they made, knowing why they were changing it. So like this was definitely much more of like a love letter kind of movie. Uh, Pretty amazing eye for detail. My only complaint is that I wish there was a little bit more time dedicated to certain things, but then you'd run into like pacing issues. So, no, it's a pretty solid movie overall.
I agree.
And with that, are we all ready to discuss what's probably unanimously our number one pick?
We are ready to we are ready to discuss my third favorite film of the year.
Oh, okay.
let's talk about Nosferatu.
It's your third favorite. Okay.
It's my third favorite.
Oh, was Monkey Man your number one?
No,
Oh, is it your number two?
it's my number 2.
Oh, it's because it's Indian, isn't it?
Yes. No, it's listen, I've been a fan of Dev Patel ever since fucking what was the first thing he was in?
Slumdog
Slumdog
Millionaire?
Millionaire.
Yeah.
Yes, I have adored this guy. I've watched him in interviews. He's always so knowledgeable about stuff and things.
You adore him in The Last Airbender?
Actually, yes. I thought he was great.
He was the best part of the movie.
He was. He
Yeah,
was.
I
the best
remember
part
him
of
not
that
doing
movie.
I remember him doing a decent job in that movie.
But yeah, he wanted to make a film that celebrates a culture that doesn't get a whole lot of play in American film, and he wanted to bring Indian style, Korean style, Hong Kong style action cinema to the U.S. a la a Jackie Chan or someone like that, and by God, he did it. He made an Indian centric Korean action thriller, and I cannot word that any better than I just did.
Well, that was
It is a fantastic film. It is a fun ride. It is a great story about revenge and bettering yourself to rise to the occasion, and it's got all kinds of interesting questions that it asks that I'm not going to spoil because nobody here has seen it. It's just a fantastic movie. I enjoyed it end to end. I've seen it like 5 times now, and it gets better every time. I notice something new that's just cool and interesting. And it's a great story about identity. It's a great story about it's a great story about everything that it tackles. That's all I'm gonna say. Like it is a fantastic film, and I loved it. And it's brutal. The action's fantastic. The action's great.
What he said.
He punches a guy with a firework.
what?
Yeah.
Hmm.
So that's my second of the year. Now I know that we are all chomping at the bit to talk about Nosferatu. Should I talk about my number 1 film and then we'll talk about Nosferatu, or what are we doing?
Yeah. Tell us your number 1, and then we'll move on to Nosferatu because we all have something to say about it.
Tell us your number 1 so we can talk about the movie we all actually like. All right. Yeah, go ahead, Tigger.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
What are you hemming and hawing about?
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. But continue talking about the movie before we get to Nosferatu.
What?
When we
I don't
get to
speak
Nosferatu.
Nigerian. Can you be clear?
Nigerian, Jesus.
East. Look. I'm sorry for what I'm about to say. So, Nosferatu was made.
I do not have the ability to eject him from the call, so Trisket, do you want to take this one?
East. Look. I'm sorry. There were some choices.
You
that were made
apologizing
that...
to me? It's not even my number 1.
Okay, who's number 1?
Everyone else
I mean, I haven't seen
Damn it.
Nosferatu, so.
except him.
Evidently.
Can I just say the fucking title of the movie that was my favorite, so we can talk about Nosferatu without T-Pain being a fucking Eeyore over
Yes,
here?
please.
What? Why?
Okay. My favorite film of the year is based on one of my favorite books of all time. A formative story I learned in my childhood. I have a nearly memorized front to back. It is an excellent story, and it is an excellent movie, and it is gorgeous. And it almost made me cry multiple times throughout its runtime. It is The Return, starring Ralph Fiennes, based on The Odyssey by Homer.
Mm.
I remember reading the Odyssey back in like middle school or something. It was a really interesting story.
That doesn't even begin to cover it, but yes, it is an interesting story.
Well, like I'm like trying to like it's a hard thing to talk about because there's so much to talk about. Like the way I was introduced to the Odyssey, just to give everyone at home listening who is not familiar with the Odyssey, is like before we even started doing the Odyssey, each one of us in class were given like assignment to do research on certain characters from the Odyssey. I can't. Mine, I think, was on Persephone, and I'm pretty certain she like only appears in the Odyssey like very briefly, like a few
She's in
scenes
one
or
chapter.
something.
She's in one
And like
chapter.
she had so much like history and story to her, and it's just so crazy to think like it's just like such a so fascinating of a story, and it's so much fascinating how much Greek lore and myth is in there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It is very much rooted in the time and place that it was written, and yet it transcends time in general. It is the template that we use for the story of a hero on a journey. Oh,
Hero
what's that
journey.
phrase?
He's just coined that phrase or something.
Yeah, it is a beautiful film. It is thoughtful. It is meditative. It is philosophical. It is everything that I want to see when I sit down to watch a movie.
Do you have any hope
I've
for
never heard of Umberto Pasolini before watching this, but I'm definitely going to check out the rest of his filmography.
have any hope for Christopher Nolan's Odyssey movie he's making?
Not even a little.
Not a fan of Chris Nolan.
No.
I like him. I just don't. I
we
don't
have-
have faith in him.
Yeah, I think we talked a lot about the things he chooses to do with his movies when we were on the last call. You used to remember that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember. Unfortunately, that wasn't recorded, but it should have been.
Yeah.
I fucked up. I wasn't recording because I don't do that.
Yeah, fair enough.
But yeah, no. The Return is my favorite movie of the year, so let's go ahead, nerds, talk about your vampire thing. I fucking love Nosferatu.
Oh boy.
Dude, it's
Who wants to start?
it's
Another
so good.
great telling of a great story about a vampire.
Yeah, like take the classic Dracula story and just crank it up to 11 and everything that isn't the charisma. Because like with Dracula, you end up having to deal with like this charismatic, intelligent, conniving, a manipulator of sorts. But with the Nosferatu version, which is it's literally the same story. It's just the names are different because there was like rights issues back when the first movie was made. But with this version of Nosferatu specifically, Count Orlok, the Dracula figure, his design is very unorthodox for a vampire movie, even among Nosferatu designs. He doesn't have the bald head and like the front fangs. He's just a rotting Cossack.
He is a decrepit motherfucker.
Yeah.
I would like halfway through the film, I wanted to offer him change. Because the whole.
I should not have started drinking when you said that. I almost choked.
It is a black omen to drink while a friend tells a joke.
Yeah, dude. That voice that he does, the way that he's like presented and the way the editing and special effects are done, this isn't a, This isn't like a guy with, like a vampire with balls. This isn't, a charismatic manipulator. No, this is just a force of fucking nature. He is unstoppable, untouchable, like a hurricane, and you feel that. It's terrifying dealing with this guy. It's terrifying being around him. It's terrifying being miles away from him.
And shout out to Bill Skarsgård for giving us what will probably become one of the most memorable and chilling just vampire voices that we've ever gotten.
Oh yeah, he sounds like dude. He sounds like he's rotting, but it's pure malice that is speaking on behalf of this corpse that's actually incapable of speech.
He sounds like an old pipe organ that's made of flesh.
Yes, yes, and dude, some of the dialogue, I love how he just admits that he's evil. Like, you are a deceiver. I am an appetite, nothing more. So I love how he's like, oh, I'm technically not lying. I'm just hungry, which is funny because that's both true and not true because he never explicitly tells a lie. He just tells half truths.
This movie sounds very interesting, and I can't wait to watch it. However, unfortunately, I kind of have to leave now. Have a long day tomorrow, and I have to, so I need to get ready for bed. Sorry about that.
Oh no, that is perfectly understandable. Real life comes before this. Thank you so much for swinging on, for coming by. Then.
Thank you so much for having me. This was a lot of fun, and I look forward to seeing this on YouTube.
Yeah, I just heard a loud bang. I'm gonna make sure that everyone's okay. Thank you for coming by again. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you for having me. It was great talking with you guys, and I look forward to hearing how the Nosferatu debate goes. So.
Oh, it's not gonna be. There ain't gonna be a debate.
Well, good luck, both of you.
See ya.
All right. So. T-Pain, we're gonna keep sucking off Nosferatu, and you can just kind of jump in whenever you want to ruin our fun. And then we'll tell you what an idiot you are.
Look.
So one of my favorite scenes was the villagers when they were.
You're an asshole.
Sorry about that. It was just the kids playing around.
Yeah, kids be like that.
Anyway, all right. Did T-Pain say something horrendous yet?
No, I kept interrupting him.
T-Pain, say you're horrendous.
What? Horrendous? I think I have the best takes known to man. What do you mean?
You think black and white movies are retarded?
He doesn't actually think that. He's recommending them to me.
I don't. Wait, did you? God damn it! Wait, is that what you actually thought? Triscuits.
I love how
no, I don't
it
think
is
you actually think that. No.
I do love how easy it is to force you out of your meme attitude, though. Like that one time we were all on a call and you were memeing about how great Zack Snyder was, and how good, and then how good Sucker Punch was, and Neff was like, "Wait, I like Sucker Punch," and you just went, "Bruh."
That was so good.
Oh man, that was yes. But gosh, where do I begin? I think, don't get me wrong, it's not a terrible movie. I just think it's overrated. I do think there are some things that happen in the movie that it's one of those things where characters are okay. Let me first talk about the acting. The acting is fine. I think it's good. It can be over the top sometimes, and there are times where the acting can be a little bit goofy. I think we know who we're talking about.
The
main
you're talking about Lily Rose Depp.
Yeah, the main actress. I think there are moments. I think there are moments that come off as a little bit goofy. That's that it ranges from kind of terrifying to okay, this is kind of goofy.
I think I know some of the scenes you're talking about.
Yes, and then there are some plots there are some plots, there are some issues regarding plot that I have, but I guess we'll get to that. Um, I do like the cinemat. Obviously, it's Robert Eggers. The cinematography is fantastic. Um, I do have to ask. Um, I think this is one of the. Okay, let me just start with the nitpicks. Why does he take a boat? Nosferatu. Why does he take a boat?
It's the fastest way.
Yeah.
Why?
He
Yeah,
is
it's
on a
just like
time. He is on a time limit, you know.
No, because he
He?
even expressly states that it's. No, keep in mind, he's in the Carpathian Mountains in the middle of Europe. Meanwhile, if he takes a boat, through, was it the North Sea, that would actually take him around the mountains instead of having to like navigate the mountains. He's also expressed that he is very impatient,
Hmm.
which is funny because you'd expect an immortal being to have all the patience in the world, but no.
Hmm.
well,
Yeah.
not when you got that super OG lonely girl juice waiting for you. I mean,
Jeez.
Yeah, that
I
Johnny
mean,
Depp pussy be
seriously,
doing things.
he was all like, he's like, this is my fucking destiny, man.
Hmm. Uh. Well, yeah. I think let's keep. So yeah, I guess you can keep glazing the movie, and if I have anything to say, I'll just chive in.
No, no, I would actually love to discuss the movie in depth. Like what other issues do you have with it?
Oh gosh. Um. Okay.
Clearly, he was prepared for this.
I wasn't prepared for this, to be honest. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Oh man.
You know,
Um,
actually, wait.
okay, I think
If I might interject here, do we want to take a quick break from Nosferatu just to hear what T Pain's favorite movie of this year was, if he had one? Did you
do
have
I have
one?
do I have a favorite movie of this year?
Did you watch anything
Um,
this year that you were like, yeah, that's good?
I think um gosh. Yeah, I watched Chainsaw Man.
That didn't come out this year.
That didn't come out
Oh,
this year.
wait, it didn't come out this year? What the
No.
fuck? Huh. Interesting. Interesting. Wait,
Get your shit together, bro.
Jesus Christ. Did I watch anything wait,
Do you
am
like
I
movies?
do I like mo yeah, that's I was about to what the what the fuck? Okay, hang on. I'm God damn it. Oh my gosh, which good movie did I watch this year?
Fuck, dude.
Guys, you guys are putting me in a very tight spot.
We're not putting you in a tight spot. The fucking
Yes, you are.
topic
Wait,
of the
wait, wait,
video
wait.
has been in the chat for a week.
Okay, hang on.
That's
God damn.
crazy work, man. If he's saying that we
I
put you in a
should
tight
not have to be
spot.
Tucker Carlsoning you right now.
Look. Ah, gosh. Look, most of the movies I watched didn't come out this year. I have good movies, but they didn't come out this year.
Oh, he has good movies. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Okay. I have good movies, but they didn't come out this year. That's all I have to say. East curses,
Okay.
dishonor on you, dishonor your family, dishonor your cow, dishonor, dishonor.
All right, back to Nosferatu.
God, God damn it. Well, continue.
Yeah. Do we like what other criticisms do you have about it?
Look, is it possible that we do this another time when I'm prepared?
no,
What if? Why?
because we're shooting the episode right now.
Yeah.
I mean, this. Wait. I thought
Do
this
you want to
wasn't.
have a Nosferatu debate come at a later
Ye
date?
Probably, yeah. I think I prefer that, honestly.
I would be okay with that because that would basically encourage everyone to rewatch the movie, and it's definitely a movie worth rewatching.
Yeah, sure.
Hmm.
I already have the
So,
Blu-ray pre-ordered.
Fuck
in your
yeah.
face. Oh, right, right, right.
Dude,
So yeah,
I've
continue,
actually been
please.
genuinely considering doing like a triple feature review of the original, the Herzog, and the new one. That's an undertaking though, so that's like a back burner
Wait,
idea.
wait, 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 wait. What do you mean the original?
1922.
Oh, right. I actually watched that.
Yeah, that's also a good movie. So is the
Hmm.
1979 version by Werner Herzog.
Yeah, I haven't watched that one for some reason. I don't know why. Hmm.
It's good. It's kind of better than the original if you ask me.
Hmm. Okay.
No.
Hold on, you agreed with me the last time I said that.
No, I said I agree with you for the first half of the movie.
Interesting.
Mm.
I think the ending of the Herzog version kind of sucks.
Oh, well, yeah,
Hmm.
sure, but like that, the ending is not, the entire last half of the movie.
I will say though, I think the best part of
Feels like it.
the shut up. I think the best part of the
Mm.
new gosh, you know what? Forget it. Forget it. Forget it. I was about to say something. I was about to compliment the movie, but yeah, East, you pulled my hand. I hate you so much. I hate you.
Compliment the movie.
No.
Compliment the movie, or we will sell you to the Americans.
Do you have goats?
Yes.
Yeah.
T-Pain,
Oh
you
wait,
should have been
that's
a
oh,
farmer.
I will be a farmer.
Should wait, hold on. Do we have to explain that meme?
No, we will never explain that meme.
I think we should because it's too funny not to.
I think it's funnier if we don't.
I will be a
Oh,
farmer.
I will be a farmer. Oh
Oh,
man.
but, yeah, but the thing is, you're only gonna laugh if you get the joke. Also, you admitted, East, your jokes are only meant for you.
That's
I
that's
like making
Hmm.
jokes because I
another
like
meme we
sharing them
shouldn't
with people.
explain.
You like making jokes because you like entertaining yourself.
We are not the same.
Yeah.
We're not the same.
Quit playing with yourself,
Gosh.
man.
So yeah, continue talking about the movie. I'll just be in the back, sitting and coping, like you think I am.
Okay. So anyway, while T-Pain's in the back coping and seething, yeah, the this is also arguably the most historically accurate depiction of Dracula, or at least in like the mainstream.
Yeah.
Why? Okay, sorry, I'm sorry. Oh, okay, the movie takes place in Germany, right?
Hmm.
So why do they have British? Why do they have British
I
accents?
have no fucking clue. That's something that Hollywood likes to do. It's like, hey, here's somewhere in Europe. Let's give everybody a British accent, yeah? And it's like, oh, why?
Hmm.
Like,
Hmm.
what's
It's
wrong with
odd. And
what's
no,
wrong
don't
with
get like,
giving them German
yeah, don't get me
accents?
wrong. Yeah, don't get me wrong. It's a nitpick, but I just felt I should call it out. Yeah, it's weird. It's very weird.
Yeah, but like,
Like they don't even try to. I don't whether maybe it was because of time. Could it be because of time? Because I remember other movies that Rabbi Iga does, he tries to make the accents, with the time of the movie. Like if
or
the
yeah,
sorry, the
with the
location of the
place.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, the place. Like for example, the Northman, right? They have
For the witch.
this yeah, the witch. The even Lighthouse too, they have like this Irish type of accents. Is it Irish? I think yeah, I think it's Irish.
Uh,
But yeah,
No, it's American.
it is.
Yeah.
Wait, what accent? Wait, what's his
They're
name?
hold on, I'm gonna look it up. But yeah.
William Dafoe's accent doesn't sound American. Hang on. Hmm.
it's not a very standard American accent, but the I think they're Canadian, is what they are in that movie.
Hmm. Oh,
Yeah, Justin
I
Trudeau
see.
is seething.
Oh, he says where he's from. Uh, New England.
Oh,
New England is what Pattinson was pulling from.
huh. I see. Okay, but yeah, either ways, the point I'm trying to make is that the accents, I don't know, aren't they like, German accent that they could have, done? I don't know, maybe I guess it could just be down to maybe the actors couldn't pull it off or something. I don't know. Yeah. Anyways, continue.
Uh, yeah, like I was saying about the historical accuracy, at least in terms of like the material conditions. Like even down to like the mannerisms, like aside from the accents, of course, like it's all very like well, it's the 1830s, almost going on to the 1840s. So it's too early to be Victorian, but like too late to be Napoleonic. But like the way they dress, the way they there's not a whole lot of dancing, but dude, it's such an immersive movie while still managing to fuck with your perception of like reality because like you're uncertain as to what's real, what's dream, what's and like you're left to wonder like does this insufferable one, which is what Nosferatu translates to, uh does he just have that much power and influence over the world around him? Like, holy hell.
Yeah, imagine a human that's older than a human should be.
Oh
It's
yeah,
terrifying.
just that alone,
Absolutely terrifying.
like, dude, I love the way that game, sorry, because there's actually a really fun fact that I found out about the language that he's speaking. When he's serenading Lily Rose Depp's character. That language that he's speaking is fucking Dacian.
Hmm.
The people that got wiped out by the Romans?
Dang, it's
Yeah,
crazy.
which means that either this guy is a Cossack that has died sometime in the last, 2 centuries, like anywhere from like 3 days ago to, 300 years ago, or he is at least 2,000 years old and is simply dressed and grown his hair out like a Cossack to try and fit in a little bit. Which is like both of which are like very disturbing ideas. Because like one is like, oh, he called upon ancient powers. The other is he is an ancient power, and he's just trying to like fit in that slight bit more to get that little bit more blood out of people.
Yeah.
Like both of which are absolutely terrifying ideas to think about. Any other compliments from the crowd?
Um,
Um,
no, it's kind of I kind of
dude,
like
the visual language translated through the scene structure is so tight. It's so fucking tight.
Yes.
It draws you in constantly. It's like falling through a bad nightmare.
Yeah, yeah.
The constant association with the devil. When the black coach meets our wayward traveler on the crossroads. I don't know if you've noticed that.
Uh, I did notice that, but I didn't make the association with devilry. I did not make that
Yeah,
association.
it's a older superstition around you'll meet the devil at the crossroads, where you can
Mm,
usually make a deal with the devil. Metaphorical.
I figured. I did not know that.
Yeah.
I also don't follow backwards traditions.
Also, Yaron Blaschke is just an absolute champion. Like, Robert Eggers will go up to this guy and be like, "Hey, is there a lens filter that makes a movie look like this? No. Can we make one? Yeah, sure."
Awesome.
They've done that like twice now. They did it for The Lighthouse, and they did it for this.
That's fucking awesome, dude.
But yeah, I guess if nobody else has got anything to talk about, then I guess we could conclude this.
Well, I mean, I'd still like to talk about like TV series that came out.
Okay, if we wanna keep going, that's also fine.
Yeah.
I don't have much to say about TV shows from 2024. I already really talked about the only one that I watched, but I can say more about it. But you haven't seen it, so I can't. But yeah, if you and T-Pain want to take point on that, and I'll just interject where I have something to say. And same with Cap.
Okay, sure.
I'm actually
Cap's probably got some. Yeah,
Get
that's right.
at this point. I'm tired.
Fair enough. Thank you for joining us
But
again,
yeah.
Cap. It's a pleasure having you on as always.
It was a pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, bye.
I guess we'll start with the worst fucking show to come out this year, or at least that I saw enough of. Star Wars Acolyte.
Oh boy.
That was
Oh,
that was
boy.
bad. That was really, really bad.
Terrible. Absolutely terrible.
Yeah, that was really bad.
Hmm.
Uh,
Did you like when they played the pop song during one of the end credits?
Jesus. I don't even remember
Pop
what it
song.
was. I just remember thinking, wow, that's tonally jarring and not at all befitting of.
Star Wars.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the Acolyte. I saw a lot of what was her name, Lindsay Headland.
Oh,
Leslie
oh,
Headland?
God.
Something like that. Oh, yeah,
Leslie
yeah, yeah.
Headland.
Yeah, Leslie Headland.
Her interviews where she's talking about how she interpreted being seduced by the dark side of the Force as a sexual term.
Mhm.
And that's
And I
why...
shit my whole ass out of my mouth.
Dude,
I was disgusted.
dude, it gets worse. Her thinking that is the reason why the episode after that interview was released involves the main character going from good guy to bad guy because she saw the villain's dick.
Yep. I saw the people complaining, and that they are justified in doing
Who
that.
the fuck thinks this is a good show and why? Oh, but Kybir is so cool. I don't care how cool he is. The show is written badly. That
But-
said,
but-
the
but
show
the
does
fact-
have kind of the best choreography Star Wars has had in live action since, like, the prequels.
The prequels. Yeah.
I mean, that's not a
Yeah.
high bar, but, like, credit where it's due.
Oh,
Yeah.
are.
Yeah,
I think
like,
that was.
I mean, I would put some of the fight choreography in Andor above the Acolyte.
well,
I mean,
well,
unless we're talking
lightsaber
specifically
choreography.
lightsabers, then fine. But
Yeah.
Honestly, I think that's.
But Andor's an
part of-
anomaly. That doesn't count as Star Wars at this point.
I guess I haven't watched Andor.
I've seen bits and pieces, and that is not Star Wars. It is. It factually is. I understand that it is, but it is just so far removed from even what most people consider good Star Wars. It's like, damn, I struggle to, relate this to the fact that it is an actual Star Wars property. Because it takes itself so seriously and is like grim, and it's like, but not in like a grandiose way. It's like, what the fuck is this? Like, I love everything that I've seen about it. It's just, in my mind, I can't associate it with Star Wars.
that's stupid.
Maybe, but to be fair,
There's just
most
something wrong with you. Like, it's like, You're talking about Andor, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, no, it most like it's the thing that most understands the themes of the original trilogy better than anything else that's come out.
Oh, it
Like,
absolutely is.
It's crawling from the disgusting dregs of society to become a hero that fights from the shadows and rallies together everybody to take down, the Empire.
Oh, absolutely.
It's about the underdogs. Like, it should be dark and dour like that.
No, I agree.
Because
It's
that
just
sells the
like
hero moment so much better. Like, that is Star Wars.
I
Star Wars is gross.
I agree. That is what Star Wars should be, but the original trilogy was just not that gross. Like it told a similar story, but there was a lot more I guess hope and like whimsy to the original trilogy. And to be fair, most of my reasoning for like it's not really reasoning, it's just impulse, for not being able to associate Andor with Star Wars is largely because of the ruination Disney has done to it.
Well, that'd be on you.
Maybe that is on me, but like,
It's
but it's like,
Like-
I can't help that my brain, despite like factually knowing something, isn't making the obvious associations. You know, it's like I can logic my way into discussing how it's better Star Wars content than most of anything Star Wars, if we're being completely honest, and like how it's connected. It's got all the imagery. Like the themes are on point. Like I can logic my way into understanding that it's great Star Wars content. I just like it feels like a separate thing though. It just feels like a separate thing, and I can't describe that beyond anything other than like intuition and some stylistic choices.
I never got that impression, so I can't really. Yeah, I guess that's just an agree to disagree thing.
Yeah, like I said, it is some of the best Star Wars content out there though. Especially especially that we've seen like on TV. So
Hmm.
or on screen or whatever. Well, video games count as on screen, and those are pretty mixed bags. Like there's some excellent stuff, but we're getting off topic.
Yes.
Uh, but yeah,
Andor came out several years ago.
yeah, yeah, it did, and I need to actually watch it in full. So,
Oh, what? Are you serious?
yeah, or
Why are you even saying anything?
because I've seen clips, I've seen reviews, and I just
What
can't like
the fuck,
I-
dude?
mm, hang me. What do I
I
say?
kind of want to.
Hang me. But anyway, we're
seen
rebels, right?
reviews,
So that's what I
therefore I
do.
know
I
what the
rebel.
tone of
I
this show
don't listen
feels
to
like.
you.
Oh God. Please do not never do that. Never say that again. Never say that again. Never say that again. Do not say, oh my God.
Wait, hang me? Did that unlock some kind of
that,
ancestral memory?
that dialogue or
No.
that shit was so bad that shit was so bad that it wasn't in the movie.
Wait, what did he say?
Don't.
I said the line that got cut from Rogue One.
Oh,
Dialogue so bad it was cut from the movie.
I don't know what line that was.
Mm. So, anyways, I think you already know what I'm going to say, Triscuits. The show that I basically almost everybody had hype for, but when it came out, it was a huge disappointment. I think you know which shows I'm talking about, and that is Arcane season 2.
Oh God, I forgot about that.
Yeah, Arcane season 2, man, such really had high hopes for that show, but man, it was really bad letdown. It was
yeah.
compared
didn't
to
watch
season 1, it's fact.
I didn't watch it.
fucking time I
Okay.
think, maybe I don't have to censor this episode. I could just, fix the audio and upload it as is, and then every goddamn time I think that, one of you fuckers has to say something
Hey.
horrendous.
Hey, it wasn't me, okay? It
Yeah,
wasn't me.
I know. That's why I said one of you.
This is what you,
One of
this is
your
what you-
kind.
this
You know
is-
who you are.
my kind?
Yes, slur throwers. You know what you are.
You know.
This is what happens when you involve.
Wait, are you going to censor Nigerian? Nigerian
I
or
don't think
Nigerian?
I
No,
need
because
to, so no.
YouTube can't detect that one. YouTube largely
yeah.
leaves the Nigerians alone. They are a
God damn it.
peaceful race.
Fuck off.
God damn it. Why are you like this, East? Why are you like this? Why
Why
are
am I
you
like
like
what?
this?
Why am I like what? Because I've been dealt a shit hand in life, T-Pain.
No, I guess that message really screwed you up, East. But yeah, anyways, it has Arcane season 2. It has your typical characters being inconsistent, the plot being bad, some terrible song choices. Uh yeah, and an ending that doesn't feel very satisfying. Uh but obviously it has, its typical good animation and good voice acting. What the fuck?
I'm dying.
I want to say it's not so bad towards you, East, but because of I feel bad for Trisket, censoring all this lore. So I'm just not going to say it. I'm going to ignore you,
Now
East. I'm going
just
to
say
ignore
it.
you.
I already have to do it anyway.
He's
All
gotta
right,
do it anyway.
East, you are a faggot, a nigger, and
I am not a nigger, I am a black motherfucker.
okay.
Get it right.
Zoom, motherfucker, zoom,
Motherfucker.
zoom.
Uh, I hate every one of you.
I love it when it comes down to just me and T-Pain and we're clearly like tired, but we're still talking.
Yeah.
hmm
Anyway,
So yeah, that's my take on Arcane season 2. Yeah.
yeah. The best show that I watched out of 2024, or that came out of 2024, was uh,
Squid Game season 2.
I actually haven't seen that. I also thought that was this
we
year.
already talked about it. It's
Is it good? Like, unironically, is it good?
no.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Damn, that sucks.
Yeah. Just like Squid Game season 2.
Yeah. Anyway. Best one. I mean, it's got some stinker episodes in it, but Secret Level. That was a decent show.
Oh,
Oh, really?
okay. Hmm,
I said decent.
that's
I didn't say it was
interesting.
good. There's some really good episodes, but there's also just some really bad ones. It's an okay show overall.
Hmm, that's fair. That is fair.
Excuse me. Yeah, nobody commented that they wanted me to do the second batch on my video, so I might not do that.
Hmm.
To be fair though, nobody comments on your videos.
Yeah, I don't know why.
I mean, wait, they don't? I thought a few people comment on them.
Unformed
Like,
is the only one that consistently does.
oh, that sucks. That sucks. That
There's been a
sucks.
couple times where my videos have left my target audience and I got like 2 comments from random strangers, which I appreciate those guys, but
Hmm. That's fair.
yeah. Anyway, So yeah, Secret Level was all right, but it's not because it's like a great cohesive show or anything. It's just because like there's some episodes in there that are pretty good. Namely, uh, Warhammer: Way of Kings, uh, Crossfire was pretty good.
Hmm.
Uh, Sifu, that one was really good too.
Hmm.
Um,
My favorite one was the Mega Man one, except no, it wasn't. That was a waste of my fucking time. I'm
right.
so salty about it. I literally only watched this bullshit because I wanted to see that.
So was it how bad was it?
It's nothing.
Well, yeah, that's the
Oh.
problem. It's not bad. It's just it's the scene that you would have at like the 1 hour and 12 minute mark in an hour 40 long animated movie.
Hmm.
That's it. So it's like, oh, I feel like there was like a lot of build up that we could have had and a lot of payoff that we could have had after this. Like this feels like the turn from like the second act low point into the third act hero saves the day point in like in like a DreamWorks movie,
Hmm.
and not a particularly good one either, just like a standard children's movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just a boring scene that feels like it would be attached to an otherwise boring movie. Except the movie's not there.
That's that's great.
I want Mega Man, goddammit.
You won't get it. I will make sure of it. You will never get Mega Man.
It was you all along, wasn't it?
It was me all along. Like I'm the reason why Silk Song isn't out yet.
Oh, I don't care about that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, no, no.
Oh, I think it's Fetty. Oh, never mind. It's Fetty that
Yeah,
cares
it's
about that.
Betty.
Hmm.
It was the African all along.
Don't. Oh gosh, Agatha.
Africa. No, you know, it was Africa all along. Was right there, right?
No, I know, but it's like it's
The
one
African-
dude.
Did you know that every 60 seconds, 1 minute passes?
in Africa. Together we can stop this. I love Big Man Tyrone. He's so good.
Oh, that's funny. Ah. So yeah, unlike you, I don't really think I have anything positive. I haven't watched I haven't watched a good show. Oh, I haven't watched a good show this year. Oh, sorry, last year. Or maybe I did, but I forgot. Hmm. I guess we never know.
And I don't fucking remember any of Kanji's throws.
Because I remember watching Bleach last year, and honestly, Bleach is one of those anime that is very overrated. Well, in fact, we're watching me and some friends were watching like the full Bleach episodes, and some of the episodes didn't age well. They are very, very bad. Like 1 out of 10 bad, but we're pulling through. So I don't know. The new Bleach came out, I think, last year. So I guess we'll get to that. But apart from that, I don't really. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. So yeah, I think that's it for me.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure the only show that I watched this year was Penguin. From this year, anyway.
Gay Muppet Gangbang.
The Green M&M.
The Green M&M.
What?
It's deep lore.
Deep, very, very deep
What
lore.
the fuck?
Gay. Gay Dead Muppet Gangbang.
You realize this is being recorded, right?
I mean, I'm not the one who jerks off to those things. Oh boy. Okay, I think Trisket is confused.
Yes, he's very
Just
Yeah, a
confused.
just
little.
look up what's his name? What's that retard's name?
Linkara.
Linkara, yeah. Just look for any video talking about his history. You you understand the reference.
I feel like I don't want to.
No, I mean, yeah, I think it's fair, but it's funny. It's so funny to hear you. Oh, it's funny. Gosh. Oh, Channel Awesome Law is man, goddamn.
There any other media that anyone wants to talk about? New books, new video games?
Yeah, no, not really. I
Hmm.
don't think so. But are we having the debates?
Eventually, yes. I don't know if that's going to be a come or not.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
It probably should be like a quick one. Like we'll record that
Yeah.
one on the side or whatever.
Mm. All right, fair enough.
Yeah, that sounds.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry for disappointing you. Apologize.
We're not your parents.
Um, I am your father, East.
You're not. Don't lie.
You are half black, East.
How do you know?
Be- be- because I left to go and get milk.
Dad?
Son?
Son, the milk is here. I have the milk.
Did I
I'm
just get
back.
fucking killed?
So yeah, anyways, I guess this is where I say good night. It's
I
been
suppose
fun.
so.
It's
Was
been
it fun?
for me, yeah, it was fun.
It
Calling
was
you
fun.
the N-word, calling you the N-word was fun, East. It will always
Aw.
be fun to call you the N-word.
I appreciate that.
Oh, besties.
You're the one Nigerian that's not quite so bad.
What the fuck? I will take that as a compliment.
Yeah, yeah. Normally I don't like you people, but you're all right.
Anyways, yeah. You fucking
This is
idiot.
the limpest ending we've ever done to an episode.
Yeah, because like, what the fuck do we do? Like, where do we go? Like, there's no.
We watched some good movies. Go watch the movies we talked about, but don't go watch Madam Web or
No,
the other
watch
one I
it.
said.
Watch it. Stare at
Yeah,
it.
watch it.
Definitely.
Like,
Actually,
don't
yeah,
go
that's
see
not a
it.
movie that you
Analyze.
watch. That's a movie you stare at.
oh gosh.
Definitely don't watch anyone but you.
I think the longest one we ranted about was Sonic 3.
Yeah, that was
That was
just
like
you and me though.
I can gosh if Com was a popular streaming channel, I'm pretty sure majority of people would disagree. But yeah, it is what it is.
I wish I could get people arguing with me in the comments so I could say fuck you, you're wrong.
Hmm. Like no joke, type Sonic reaction. Sonic 3
Oh,
reaction.
I don't have
It's
to. I already know.
it's glaze upon glaze upon glaze. God damn.
Yeah, I already know. Don't worry.
Mhm. Yeah,
It makes me sad.
this is what that's come to. So basically the red letter media meme. I know what that is. I
I know what
I
that is.
I know what that is. clapped. I clapped when I saw Darth Vader.
I clapped
Oh,
when I
man.
saw Gerald Robotnik, even though he's supposed to be dead.
I clapped when they could breathe in space. Oh man, I was so dumb.
I don't think anybody clapped when they could breathe in space. They just didn't care.
They didn't care. They didn't care. Nobody quit. Like, I honestly, if I'm being honest, I did watch some of these reactions, and none of them said anything about that scene. They said it was a good scene. They said it was good
Why is this a good scene?
because of what Shadow says, I guess. What
What
does it
does
say?
Shadow say?
What something about the stars?
Oh, he says something about the stars.
Did you like the part where they were dancing when lasers were
No.
points? That was so retarded. Even for Sonic, that was so retarded. You're telling me none of the lasers pointed at it should be dead. They should both be dead. Hmm. So guys, and are you going to like say anything else?
I think we're done talking.
Yeah. Good night, everybody.